Let me take you for a ride, dancing with the lights. Our hearts beating like a drum tonight. Let me take you for a ride, for a ride. Let's go crazy, my baby, dancing with the lights. Together we could chase the sun tonight. Let me take you for a ride. Ooh, tonight. Let me take you for a ride, for a ride. Let me take you for a ride. Ooh, tonight. Oh, tonight.
Midnight and city lights on the other side. You're calling me up at the same time. I'm in the daylight. You're calling to say hi, but your words they cry. If there's something that you need to say, I know it ain't easy living inside your brain for sure. You keep telling me that it's all okay, but I know, yeah, your silence speaks so loud. Your silence speaks so loud. And I hear you calling out, yeah. We're talking about nothing. Then you said something under your breath. I can't take it. I know what you're thinking. I wish I could fix this, yeah. If there's something that you need to say, I know it ain't easy living inside your brain for sure. You keep telling me that it's all okay, but I know, yeah, your silence speaks so loud. Silence speaks so loud. And I hear you calling out.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream, boys. Hope all of y'all are having a wonderful, beautiful day. Let me fix the webcam, dudes, because it just got fucking... It's putting holes in my face. What's going on? How y'all doing? Welcome back to another stream. Hope all of you are having a wonderful, beautiful day. We got more 5v5 1v1s on the doors for the day over on the region of EU. Let's not waste any more time. Let's just get right into it. How are you boys all doing? Welcome back. Welcome back. Hope all of you are having a wonderful, beautiful day. Who do we got in the chat for today? We got ourselves Kren the Beautiful Fenna. We got Andres Jesus. We got Nico Jacobus. We got Pia. It's Pulsing. Ciara Breyer. Javier. Tyler. Jimmy. How you boys all doing? Welcome back to a wonderful, beautiful live stream. Excellent. How you doing, my man Chips? How you doing, my dude? Rib Duels for today. I was on full group when ready and everything. Lights went out. Oh, bummer, dude. Bummer. Well, hopefully you can log back in, man. Sometime soonish, maybe. How y'all doing, boys? It looks like it might be okay, so we'll have to wait and see. We're gonna do a bunch of duels for the day. Next week might be a really busy week for a lot of people. You know, it'll be Shadowlands, it'll be a lot of people questing, gearing, and whatnot. So maybe next week it might be really difficult to get people into the duels because everybody's going to be on that grind for the first week. You know what I mean? But hopefully we can get some people in there, man. We'll see. If we we'll end up doing as many duels as we can for tonight. So in case next week ends up being really busy for a lot of people, don't worry, we'll have plenty of videos rolling out. It's just going to be a little bit of delay before level 60 duels, I guess. But I don't know, man. I'm just trying to plan for the worst of it. You know what I mean? Because I totally understand, like, when a new raid comes out, usually a lot of people are grinding that whole week. So I don't want to, you know, take anybody's attention away. But I guess we'll see how many people get to level 60 by the first week. Alrighty, boys. EU this time first. Over on the the EU. About to say NA. Dal the Chunky. Which character should I get to max level for? I was thinking of Demon Hunter, because that might be the fastest to level through. Just get a DH, blaze through the content, fly through everything. Because I'll need a level 50 character over on EU. I was thinking maybe do a DH since I'm not really going to play a DH in the next expansion, or at least I don't have any plans on playing one. I mean, maybe it'll turn around, right? Maybe I'll end up actually playing one. You don't really know. But I'm thinking maybe either DH or like a Hunter. Maybe I'll boost a Hunter and just make like a easy to play. Just get a pet to second it all and whatnot. You know, the kill command spam arena. I'm also get a drink of water, boys. Lower this down. Drink of water. Jesus and Athman ready first up. Let's go. I'm getting level 60 by the first night. That's what I'm planning to do with my rogue. And then I'm planning on doing content, but I'll need to get a second character level 60 up and running for duels. So I know it's going to be a Demon Hunter over on the NA. But for EU, I don't know what tune I'm going to do yet. I haven't given it much thought. Athman and Jesus are queued up for the first duel of the day with Blade's Edge Arena. First arena of the motherfucking day, boys. Let me get the duels playlist up and running here. I need to add more songs to populate the duels playlist. It's a good playlist, but we gotta add more new songs from the NCS mix, man. New ones up and running. Switch. Let me get another sip of water, man. Okay. And then I got out of my system. What's up, Corey? How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one. We got ourselves Team 1 ready to go with Team 2. We got ourselves Uranus over on the Team 1 with Daedra as a Demonology Warlock sticking to his guns desk, waving us a hello, with Yandex in the back, as well as Kai Jun as a Hunter. Are we looking at like a marksman hunter here? Is that what this is? No, Beastmaster by the looks of it of the CDs. Athman, Team 1, the other team with gonna be Vezura. First up, actual Hunter v Hunter, Hunter x Hunter. With Fenny in the back, we got ourselves Copy as a Enhancer Shaman with a fist weapon. Interesting look. And Jonas on the other team going to be a pet attacking Vezura as he gets out for a rapid fire onto Occasion. Occasion going for the stun, getting the Basilisk up and running. Vezura going to take a lot of damage, going for that human racial super late. I don't really know if you wanted to go super late. Maybe you decide, you know what, I'm taking a lot of damage. Maybe I need to Trinket Turtle. With 1 second of the stun left, I don't know. It seems like maybe a little bit too early. Backpedaling, I guess this pets does get a knockback for those pets. It looks like the pets are still going to be on for Occasion. That's a bit of damage, but still needs to get in there. Get the kill commands, get the bleeds up and running to empower the pets. Pets do a little bit of damage, but look at the auto attack, man. It's not super threatening, to be honest. It's a little, it's okay-ish. It's okay-ish. It's kind of decent-ish. Occasion does need to get himself the opening. He does need to roll the bleeds up, get the big kill commands, get the freeze trap for Vezura. Maybe looking for a reset. Got himself a shield for a second, I think, with a feign death. That's going to be him getting a Beachshell Wrath, maybe a stun available. Got the kill commands rolling. Needs to get the Pet's Frenzy rolling in order to get the damage, but Vezura is still taking quite a bit of hits. And I don't really know if Vezura is really going for a kill himself. It looks like he's just having to rotate cooldowns. Not a lot left. I think the Beastmaster Hunter takes it with a couple Cobra shots. So that's going to be down for that Marksman Hunter. Copy going to be up next, dodging the freezing trap. Occasion getting hit with a Sunder into a Panda Racial. He does get the bit of cooldowns off. Started to Copy, trying to get the stun totem onto Occasion. Couldn't quite do it. Occasion still having to go for a bit of a reset. Just going for the kiting spree against Copy. Turtle Shell is available. No freezing trap to follow, and Copy is going to play Enhancement Shaman with the upgraded healing, upgraded damage, getting the Maelstrom from all the pets. Does run into a freezing trap. Occasion does get themselves a feign death with a camo off. Copy better find him ASAP as Occasion is getting that much needed heals inside of the camo. Copy looking to pick up the eye. Occasion looking to get himself the angle he needs. The stun, I think he might have it available at this point, maybe. Maybe sometime soon. No, he used it on Copy a little bit earlier. The Earth Elemental is going to keep Cajun incumbent for quite a while. Copy, perfect opportunity to catch up on a lot of the heals. I'm swapping to wrong people a couple of, I'm so sorry. Copy with a big LE blast on the Cajun, taking the full brunt of that damage. And it had been quite a burst with those wolves attacking him at the same time. One of the wolves is frozen. The other is able to get attacks. Cajun trying to get himself a heal. Sun's getting traded by both of them. It looks like the Ghost Wolf actually bites down and finishes him off. Copy landing that kill against the Hunter. His pets were just a hair stronger. Daedra is going to be up next, getting interrupted on Shadow. Succubus CC is going to be up next with a Vile Fin, and that's going to be a banish from the Earth Elemental. Daedra getting the Sun into Copy. Does Copy get himself a defensive? Sundering to break apart the cast. Daedra does interrupt Copy on his heel. Stun, and that's going to be big. Tyrant doing some damage. Copy popping and wall. Needs to line aside defense as best as possible, and that's going to be healing surges to help him catch up. Looks like he's actually getting quite a bit of a catch-up. Mortal Coil running him in the other direction. That's going to be a Fear spam by Daedra. Copy does not pre-drop a Tremor for this one, but Daedra doesn't have a proper angle. Copy still has plenty of health. That wall with a couple of heals available was pretty good for him. Also, having an Lightning Shield as pets are attacking him does build up Maelstrom. So for Copy, it's going to be free Maelstrom as the pet is continuously attacking him. Could be huge damage against Daedra. Big Bioscourge Bomb is dropping as Ascendance comes out. Copy having to use Maelstrom in order to self-heal himself. No Deputy quite yet. Sunder to break apart Daedra's cast. Does pop a wall. It's going to be a Vile Fin rolling in. Big LA blast through the wall, and Daedra not looking all that good. Actually looking in a very, very bad position. Going under a bridge, maybe looking for a port. Still super low on health, and if only Copy can catch up and connect again with a couple Storm Strikes, should be good to go. Mortal Coil does clip him. That's going to be a trinket out of the Mortal Coil. Big LE blast from afar. Does he have enough to finish it? The Flame Shock is rolling on Daedra, but he does escape out of there scot-free, and Copy CC'd, just waiting for another blast. This he needed one more. Lightning Bolt, one more. LE Blast, one more. Storm Strike, really anything. Daedra popping off the Void of Rachel to gain some distance. Does catch up on quite a lot of health, though. I think it was a Warlock Hellstone, and he's just getting a lot of that health recovery with the pet's attack, and it's going to be Ghost Wolves attacking Daedra, actually doing a significant damage. Look at the wolves, man. Look at that. Actually doing quite a bit. Big, sundering big damage, and Copy taking out the Demonology Warlock with Yandex. Going to be up next as a Frost Death Knight Worgen with a very defensive build. Copy might have to play the Battle of Attrition against this guy. Stunned by Yandex. He's trying to get some damage rolling. Does get the double stun. That's going to be a pre-wall for Copy before that second stun, though, to give him a little bit extra defensive. His AMS comes out for the Capacitor Totem. Yandex is using a big defensive for it just to dodge a stun. But Copy, as long as you have the mana, as long as you get Maelstrom popping, you might be able to live this. Big Alley Blast does get absorbed into the N'Zoth Shrink, and it looks like neither of these two wants to back down. Yannick's doing quite a bit of damage to Copy, who needs to be looking at a defensive anytime soon, or maybe for really aggressive play. Big heal there with 4% dampening, able to catch up on a lot of his health. Lightning Bolts are coming out, is going to get misinterrupted by Yandex, who only has IBF available as actually not even IBF available. He doesn't have a lot available really here. Stun to Copy, hoping to get a second stun right after, catching up on a lot of those death strikes back to back. There's going to be a Ruin Power getting used into death strikes back to back, or maybe death coils for that matter, versus Yandex, or versus Copy's Maelstrom. It looks like there's some Mally rolling into Yandex though. Safeguard Trigger comes out, does drop down the anti-magic zone. That's going to be his own transfusion available. AMS available as well. That's going to be Lichborn, going to convert a lot of the runic power into death coils to heal himself. As long as Copy doesn't get interrupted, you should be able to sneak in those heals. And that's going to be a totem that's going to give him some extra healing. Maybe Yandex might be looking to kill it. We are at the 6-minute mark, 9% dampening. Neither of these two are really backing up. It's really just a PvE game at this point. Nobody's running from another. Not a lot of CC really coming out except for Yandex trying to line up the double stun. One stun to Copy. Does he get the second one in? It looks like he does get the second one in. Copy's gonna low. Does land the stun back to Yandex with the Sundering Raptor. Trying to go for a Hex. Does he get it interrupted? Looks like still interrupt available for Yandex. Copy catching up on a massive heal in a single go. As you can see, Enhancement Shaman does have a little bit of damage. One thing I will say about Enhance from my testing, it has good sustain, sometimes random bits of burst, random fits of burst, but lots of healing. So it's a lot of like sustained damage with quite a bit of heal. Yandex unable to really get those death strikes onto Copy. He needs to get a melee. If maybe Copy can get some kind of pressure onto Yandex, this could be over for him. Does get the pet stun available. That's going to DR things quite a bit. That's going to be also AMS, which Copy can actually go through with some of these attacks. That's also going to be a death pact available. Stun onto Copy from afar. He does go for a trinket. N'Zoth Trinket coming out, trying to give him a little bit of survivability. I don't think he has it. Copy takes out the Death Knight. Enhancement Shaman beating a Death Knight. I think it's the first time we've seen this in the 5v5 1v1 duels ever. Enhancement Shamans are back, baby. Copy with that Earth Shield. Actually, I like he's swapping shields back and forth. He went, looks like he had the Earth Shield before, or Lightning Shield for the Warlock, or Earth Shield for the Death Knight. It's going to be Kindle Shot by Daz onto Copy. Big damage with the blood of the enemy. Does Copy have anything for this? Actually, might need to go for massive heal. Stun onto Daz. Does he have any kind of healing at all? Sundering, trying to maybe land a Hex, get interrupted. I think it's going to be over for the Shaman. He did not have the Maelstrom really to follow. And then 18% dampening, it is starting to look a little bit more dire. The Shaman, though, stuck it in there for as long as he could. Kidney shot onto the Demon Hunter, who's going to trick it out of it. Backflipping behind Des, hitting him with a dress of his own. Going to be Des, trinketing out of this one. Metamorphosis is coming out for the DK. Actually, I think the Ivy meta. So not the full meta. Stun again on the Rogue. But I don't know if Fenny, as the Demon Hunter, actually has it here. I think they just go down. Going to be flying up in the air. Des, Cloak of Shadows comes out. And looks like the Demon Hunter does take the dot damage from above. Super unfortunate with Jonas being the next one up on the team 2 and is down to 2 people on both teams. Jonas actually mixing up his build a little bit. Not a Bladestorm build. He's actually a Ravager with Avatar, Sharpened Blade, Warbreaker. And I'm going to guess the Slam build. If he can land a Slam on Desk, who does not have evasion, this could be big damage right here. If he has it properly set up. He's going to get the dots out of Jonas from the side. Jonas actually could have went for Zerka's Rage out of that sap and got an opener first on the Death, maybe with a stun. He actually could have, but he decided against it. Does get a reflect upon running. Death maybe look at, actually Death got himself a full proper vanish. Jonas, are you just going to die to dots? As he's actually having to pop parry. And a commanding shout, which is on a minute long cooldown. I feel like it's way too many cooldowns committed by Jonas on those dots. Cheap shot again. Jonas might finally be able to play the game. Big blood of name coming out for the Rogue. Going for the Warbreaker. Does he have anything at all? It looks like he does go down. Probably should have not played that wall that early as Des came in with a DR stun. I think that was a misplay by the Warrior there. But you know what? We can't be all perfect. Blind onto Athaman. Des looking for the reset. And Athaman is not gonna break this blind early. The game is heading into the 9-minute mark. We are 29% dampened, so the healing is going to be quite heavily reduced, even though Athaman is a paladin. Actually, you know what? One thing we get to see with Atham, I think the paladin at this point pre-patch is buffed. Does more damage, except for your big hammer does less damage. Des does not get the shadow step off properly. Does get the dress onto Atho. Atho trying to turn the damage around. Des taking quite a big hits. It looks like Atho might not even be playing the big hammer build. Might be playing the splash damage of Holy every time he commits Holy Power into a finisher, and looks like Death is going to be running out of this, sprinting out of there. Athame catching up on the Sword of Glory. Death looking for the reset. Athame is not going to give him proper reset at all. Glocka Shadows for the Rogue, landing a killer shot onto Athame. Bubba coming out as Athaman does take him out, and Uranus is going to be the last one left. It's down to these two. Athaman down the ball was probably a perfect opportunity for Uranus to actually have as fair of a play as possible. Wings down for Atha as well, so this is a perfect opportunity for the DK to actually get himself a proper duel, and he goes in for the honor duel instead. Either he's feeling confident or just want to give Atho as much of an honorable duel as possible. Athaman does bow down, so does Uranus. These boys are showing each other the utmost respect, and Uranus lands the first blow. Athaman dropping down, dipping under the bridge. We are at 11 minutes. 37% dampener. Athic trying to catch a heal around the corner. He is kind of lowish on health. Stun comes out. Blood of the enemy for Uranus. Blind by Atha. The DK does not shrink an angle this or anything. So that's a blood of the enemy kind of wasted, but that could have been burst. Either way, these pets are going to do what they do best and just ravage Atho. Blessing of Protection does come out. Uranus can interrupt Atho. Quite a lot of hits. It's actually magic hits, so they go through Bob. Does he land the interrupt? He doesn't go for the interrupt. Actually, Uranus looks like his interrupt was juked, and Atho still goes down to the mages. And that's going to be the first duel of the day, boys. Death's catching 3, but Coffee also catching 3 as an enhancement. Shaman, look at that healing, dude. Oh my goodness. I think Enhancement Shaman, if his next guy wasn't a rogue who just went in for a full blast burst with Vendetta, full dots up and running, bike and everything, I think he might have been able to escape it. But that was a rough one. That was definitely a rough one. Chrysler almost got group. Yo, Lord, full group. Kachika, full group. Let's get Lord, and Cat next, yeah? And we'll get somebody versus Chrysler after. How does that sound, boys? New people never seen. Beautiful, beautiful. Jesus, Atho, I'll get you guys up and running. One of you is going to go versus Chrysler, okay? Cat, Recan. Boys, I think we're going to go maybe longer in these duels today. I think we might stick around a little bit longer than usual. Just in case next week, if it ends up being one of those weeks where... If next week ends up being those weeks where, you know, people will be too busy actually playing the game to join the duels, people will be grinding gear. I want to give you guys, give myself and give you guys as much of a break as possible. Give you guys the opportunity to get whatever gear you want. We got 2 armor dwarves in on team. Fuck yeah, dude. We got a Shadow Priest. We got a Demo Warlock with a different build. Christina Maker. Oh my god. Yo. Yeah, I'll talk about all that towards the end of the stream. How does that sound, boys? Or maybe after this one. I'm enjoying these too much. Twitch. DK versus any hits with intense. It was, wasn't it? We got ourselves team 2 with your boy Cat playing that arms. Wait, no, wait, that's Stratos. Looks very similar to Cat. And there's our man Katsukin right here. 2 Tauren Arms Warriors. We got also as well Tyrion Phosby playing the Demonology with a slightly different build. Christina on the Feral Druid. Oh, that actually looks badass. And we got ourselves Lei. I'm gonna call you Lee at some point. I'm so sorry. Zarly, be out of stealth unless you're doing, by the way. Thank you so much, fam. We got Obliv as a fire mage in the other team with Poison Dagger, probably playing Assassination. Is he? Yes, he is. We got Brianni as a Windwalker monk, and in the back we got ourselves Crazy Nelly with Katchikin gonna be first up. Get him with an incap. Zerka raging out of it. In defensive stands for this leg soup as a big dress comes out from Brianni with the images as well as Zuen. And that's gonna be Katchikin swapping into defensive stance, get hit with a disarm as he swapped into sword and board, and DC with a $50 dono. Oh my god, Ravager dropping in for Katchik, and it's just going in for the shield slams. That's going to be Fear as the Karma comes out. Actually going in for just a little bit of damage into that Karma. Big donation from DC. Can we get a hashtag DC for that $50 dono? Holy crap. How you doing, my man? As Katchik is still in sword and board, got himself full shield block available to tank up this damage as best as possible. Going to be a board set up for Brianni in case he needs to back out. Katchik goes in for a bit of a first aid since the monk is nowhere to be found. Katchik might as well recoup a little bit. Yo, can we get a big old hashtag DC in chat showing appreciation for the huge 50 bones donor, man? Holy shit, dude. What? Oh my god. DC, enjoy this. Katchik get a hit with an incap. The Zerkus for this one. Looks like Brianni's going to be waiting out. I think Brianni's maybe waiting for cooldowns. Probably waiting for images to be back up, maybe a karma available for sometime soon. Just kind of avoiding Katrikin as best as possible, as that's going to be a leg sweep into a big old Fist of Fury, trying to get some damage with those images. Katrikin get hit with a disarm, could not block the next few attacks, got himself a little bit of that big defensive with Ignore Pain. Also, Warlock Hellstone in case he needs to. Brianni does have a port, goes in for a port. Does Katrikin have a leap? He does have a leap to lead back up to Brianni. Still staying in the sword and board. Fist of Fury flying from Brianni. As Katrikin just cannot really close the gap with the monk, but somehow he got some kind of a bleed on him. Is that the mastery? Do you just have some kind of a huge mastery build? Because whatever the dot damage that you got, it's kind of just tick it down to Brianni. Warbreaker does come out. Katrikin does go for a short stun with Ravager ready. Brianni does have a cover for this if necessary. And Katrikin does pop back in defensive stance with sword and board. Fear back onto the karma, but the Ravager is going to break that fear. Fist of Fear flying. Katrikin maybe could go for a shield block. Big whirling dragon punch coming out for Brianni, but he cannot really crack through Katrikin's defenses. That shield is proven quite strong. Big charge to intercept Brianni as they're trying to back out of there. Leg sweep onto Cat. He does trick it out of it. Swapping back to the sword, maybe looking for that big slam damage. Disarm onto Cat with Fist of Fury flying. He got himself a bit of a defensive self-heal with a Crucible. Brianni got himself a little bit of health, but getting close to that execute is going to go for a short port. In cap into Cat, he does Zerkers out of it. If Cat could get maybe a little bit more damage, this could be big. Ravager does intercept again with that charge onto Brianni. Fist of Furies are flying all over again, and Brianni looking to get out of there. Cat going for a massive lead. Brianni does have some kind of a dodge ticket down on him. It's actually proccing quite a lot. And unless Katrikin can catch up, I think Brianni is going to catch up on a little bit of that heal. Going for the Death Charger. Does Cat land the Charger around the corner? He does, as Brianni closes, rounds the corner. Another roll by the monk, going for more Vivifies. And Cat, does he have a leap here? Looks like Brianni is out of it. He got out of there. He escaped. Katrikin having to mount back up. Disarm immediately as Fist of Fury is flying. Looks like Cat is going to take that damage to the face for a little bit. Probably holding on to charge and leap. Charge in as Brianni rounds the corner. Another Zerker Rage available. Maybe a leap this time. Brianni looking like he's going to buff himself up. Get a lot of damage available. Big defenses up. Perfect opportunity for Cat to make a play. Dress onto Katrikin. Did have himself. Ignore Pain. That's going to be karma on top of it all. Katrikin popping off the shield block with the sword and board. Just actually completely blocking some of that damage from Brianni, which is a lot of physical damage. Big leap with a charge to intercept, and Brianni is gonna bail out to the other side. So far it's been a bit of a cat and mouse kind of game, and Cat is the cat here, and Brianni is a bit of a mousy play, just trying to escape from the big kitty cat. It actually couldn't be any more perfect. Cat and mouse, and it's Katrikin out of all people. War Stomp available as Brianni getting hit with this stun. That's going to be a Ravager on top of him. Katrikin maybe could Zerker Rage out of it, decided not to. Ravager was doing a bit of damage, but also feeding Katrikin a lot of that rage. A lot of rage that he can turn around into a Ignore Pain, into damage. There's a lot of options here. Brianni does have a port. Kind of close to the own port, though. And that's going to be a charge from Cat into another Fist of Fury. Fear to break up the Fist of Fury. Leg sweep, trinket for Katrikin. Trying to get on top of Brianni and try to stay on him as best as possible. Images are up. Brianni taking lots of damage. Maybe X can play right here. Katrikin does throw in a Crucible. And that's going to be a lead for Cat. Landing those executes. I think it's taking them out. Very well played by Cat. Brianni tried the very hardest. Definitely has insane mobility. But looks like Katrikin play with the actual sword and board. Actual swapping weapons. Actually popping shield block. Gave him a little bit of the defensiveness that he needed. He's actually swapping weapons, which I haven't really seen a lot of people do in PvP. Paladins can do it, and they actually have abilities with a shield slam that gives them armor. Warriors can do it with a shield block, and I think this is what more warriors are going to need to do in the future. PvP or PvE, you might want to actually have to do that, because that's a perfect opportunity. You actually could like taunt, shield block. You actually could take a good few hits. It's physical damage, and not a lot of people expect it. It's a protection palette. What are your thing? And Zarly is going to be up next, getting ravaged by the Ravager. Popping off evasion, I think for the Ravager, or maybe for Cat. Cat is just going to have to wait out that evasion. Got himself a sword and board and blocking a lot of the attacks from Zarly. Actually, I think it's 100% block when you have the shield block up. And Katrikin got himself Warbreaker available. Might swap weapons. Does get himself a short charge to Zarly. Got quite a bit of bleeds on him, quite a bit of dots. That's going to be double charging to Zarly. And Zarly does catch a restall. Dotted though. Does it go down? Wait a second. Oh my goodness. Katrikin. The dot master. He's an Affliction Warlock with a two-hand sword, a shield, and a mace, and a shield. We got the Butcher's Blade here. Obliv is going to be up next as a Fire Mage versus Kachikan. Probably going to be a difficult game for Cat as Obliv is letting Cat catch up on first aid. Honor duel between the two champions of the 5v5 1v1 duels. Obliv with a math. Actually looks like Christina poking out to give Kachikan a heal, which I think Obliv is maybe okay with. It looks like he's giving him an honor duel, so I guess it might as well. What is Stratos? Yo, Stratos, can you go back in the arena? You kind of just in the middle of it, man. Can you back up? I would appreciate it. Just out in the middle. Just boys, we got another cow out in the arena, just kind of grazing and fell asleep after eating some grass. Could somebody get him back in the pen? I don't know. I wonder how Kachikan is going to do against Obliv. Spell Reflect is a little bit different now. It's only reflects one spell, which might be really tough for him. Does get hit with a breath. It's going to be Cat just going to have to take the damage. Trinkets out of the polymorph immediately, dropping down Ravager onto Obliv, throwing down Crucible. Does not get the Reflect. That's going to be double Crucible as well as Ravager actually doing damage to Obliv, who decides against trying to go for a big G-Pie onto Kachikan. Instead gets images up and running. So that's going to be actually Obliv's opener onto Cat. Reset. He did get a trinket out of Kachikan last time, so he actually will be able to polymorph him next time. If Kachikan can maybe like pop a Reflect as he gets hit by a breath, that actually might cancel Obliv's poly next time. Looks like he doesn't do it. That's going to be a full poly this time. Obliv is going to have himself the full go here. Kachikan is going to have to take this to the face. Unless maybe he goes for a Fear. Goes in for a big damage right now. Will Spell Reflect for at least one Pyro. And Kachikan might take a lot of damage here. Maybe a defense is necessary. Getting Ravager. That's going to be his defenses coming up. Safeguard Trinket Procket for Cat. Having to go for a self-heal as Obliv is eating away every single one of those hots away from Cat. Big charge into Obliv. Does go for a breath for a sec. Kachikan is rooted in a Nova for a second. Obliv breaking out of the fear. Kachikan is super low in health. Does have to go for extra health and maybe swap it to a shield. I don't think he's going to be doing it. Reflect available for the last hit. And Obliv got himself Scorches available. I think that should be end right here unless Kachikan has something to keep him alive. I think he tried to go for a charge, maybe a heal off of Obliv. Couldn't quite do it. Yeah, the sword and board are great. Actually going to be a breath misses. Tyrion gets a stun into a Mortal Coil onto Obliv. Lots of damage from these pets. That's going to be Tyrant, unable to get the big damage on Obliv. Maybe one cast, throwing a Mally onto Obliv. That's going to be actually a lot of pressure onto Obliv. Does get a freeze onto all these pets. If Tyrion could maybe get around the other side, Obliv looking to just wait out the Mally. That was a really aggressive play. I don't even know how Tyrion was able to dodge that fear, but he was able to do it. Pets are still available, still up and running. Obliv is just running. Stun might be maybe an ice block if he does. If those pets do get his cauterize. It doesn't look like they do. Okay, which one is Tyrion? Tyrion is 3. Okay, works out. Looks like Tyrion is a little bit laggy. Oh, very laggy. Oh, goodness. Yeah, hopefully that doesn't disrupt his gameplay too much. Obliv does Nova all this bets from afar. Mortal Coil hitting Obliv. Tyrion does wall this. I don't even know if he necessarily needed to, but he does choose to wall. And looks like he's kind of lagging. Yeah, it looks like he's actually really badly lagging. I think he maybe gave up because the lag is crazy, or maybe he's using abilities, but the lag is just unable to get... Yeah, I don't even know what's going on. That was super unfortunate, though. Obliv getting that second kill, even though that second kill was a little bit maybe questionable. Not much we can do if somebody's lagging, man. Hopefully their internet connection improves. Maybe it's an outage. Maybe it's the servers. You never really know, right? But Christina is going to be up next as a Feral Druid. I really like your Mog. Given Obliv opportunity to actually catch up on heals, he's like, hey, I'm letting you know, this is where I'm at. You're more than welcome to eat. And now once you got all the food, now we're ready. Obliv coming into this with a trinket, and every defense is still available. I guess Kachikan, a Fire Mage, is going to have an advantage over a Warrior. Going to be a Ring of Frost onto Christina, maybe a G-Pie. G-Pie is cooking up, and Christina's going to take the full hit. That's big bleeds on Christina, though. I mean, Obliv, though. That's going to be big damage out of Obliv. With a Rune of Power, big Pyroblast flying onto Christina, and Obliv tried to stay in that Rune of Power for as long as he could, sending those Phoenix Flames and Pyros onto Christina. Lots of damage, big mastery setup to burn for quite a while. But Obliv just couldn't one-shot Christina. Did have to pop a wall for this. Christina does not play a Trinket, by the way. Good breath to stop Christina from being able to get himself an opener, but Christina was in feral form, so you can't really polymorph him. Obliv popping off the images, maybe might even go for a Rune of Power. Might be good for him to actually try to see if he can... Big burst out of Christina out of nowhere, though. Obliv's basically went down from 25% to 0 back to 25 with a Cauterize. Did have to ice block it. And Christina does try to see if he can get himself a bit of an angle. Moonfire does come out of stealth, but I think he might be able to dip back in stealth very, very quickly. Unless Obliv might be able to get some kind of a breath, maybe a ring combo. Maybe a ring? Does he have it? It doesn't look like he does. Is going to send a Meteor into Christina. I don't even know if that Meteor connected properly, actually. Obliv trying to catch up on food. Christina Naga let him. Got himself even more damage. Obliv, I don't really know what he got. He does have images. He could pop images. Probably should be using those images immediately. Breath into Christina. Needs to find a way to get him into a Ring of Frost. I don't think he actually is going to be able to. Since the bleeds really do end up stacking up with Christina. What kind of a bleed build do you run? Maybe you decide to trade a lot of versatility for Master, or maybe Giga Mastery, Giga Versa. Crazy Nelly, gonna be up next as a Retribution Paladin. Lightforged Red Pally versus A Feral. Neither of them running proper trinkets. Neither of them running any normal trinkets at all. Ferals are very good again. Yes, they are, DC. Yes, they are. Crazy Nelly getting attacked by the cat. Thorns available immediately. Crazy Nelly popping off Shield of Vengeance with wings. Gonna be quite a bit of a big hit back to Christina. This gonna. Ooh, what the what? It looks like Crazy Nelly wasn't looking out for the bleeds. And Christina landed a couple of those crucibles back to back. I don't even know what he did. What kind of a build do you run? What was that? Huh. Just kind of burst out of nowhere. And I don't think I saw him use dress there or anything. Poison Dagger is going to be up next on the other team. Last one left. An Assassination Rogue is Christina. Should be able to see him looking for that Moonfire. Does not get the Moonfire. But he knows the Rogue is somewhere in that area. And as long as he starts in bear form, I think it should be okay. It's going to be really up to the Rogue to make a play here. Christina does not have a trinket, so for Christina being in bear form, instead of a cat form or out of form for this Rogue, is probably a better choice. Looking for that second eye. Looks like the eyes are not available. The eyes are not here. And Poison Dagger does land the sap. It's going to be really up to the Rogue to see how he decides to approach this duel. Resap and Christina. Mark for Death Kidney Shot available. Christina immediately Barkskins. Poison Dagger does not go for a Vendetta. Goes in for Reaping Flame. That's going to be Moonfire traded onto the Rogue. But that's quite a bit of bleeds on the Christina as well as poisons. And Christina should be dispelling those poisons immediately, by the way. Immediately dispel those wound poisons. Actually, I wonder if Poison Dagger switching from wound poison to a deadly poison in this situation. Does land the stun into Poison Dagger. Big bite to follow. Poison Dagger under a lot. Oh my goodness. What was that, Christina? Just bursting these guys. Cat, by the way, gotta give you credit. That was a lot of damage, lots of healing. Very well done. Obliv, very, very well done. I think everybody got to play this round. No, a couple dudes on Cat's team did get to play. There was Shadow Priest and another Warrior. But Christina came in and just kind of popped off. Obliv uses a Ring of Frost 2 seconds later. Does Obliv have? Yeah, I do. Sometimes I'm watching these games and there are some things that I just miss. There are certain things I pay attention to. Obviously, what abilities to use isn't one of them. It's not my forte. Alright, let's just get another one going, yeah? Atherman and Jesus got to go next. I think everybody on that team got to play. Jesus and Athel, I'm going to do a coin flip. Because I want to get both of you guys to play. And it wasn't like one of you guys' teams got to play and the other didn't. We're just going to do a coin flip. To see what we get. We'll make... let's have... Jesus is going to be heads. Because, you know, Jesus is a big name. That's a big name. That's a recognizable face, you know what I mean? Athel will be the tails, because Retribution Paladins always get the tails of the expansion every fucking time. Good luck. Athel tails, Jesus heads. Athel tails. Athel is going to be first versus Kryzer. And we're going to get Kryzer, we're going to get Jesus versus Cat or Lord, unless Teppo, Dal, tell me to join. You're the only two here. Yo, boys, Teppo is looking for more people. Alliance of Horde Teppo. Feel free to post it in the chat as well. Great stream and great stash as always. Thank you so much, Mech. Appreciate you so much, my dude. Catalysts go to custom PvP duels. There we go, my dudes. Guys, you're more than welcome to advertise how to get into these duels. You're more than welcome to, boys. You're more than welcome to. 5, usually number 5, enter, and that's all you need in the search. Do you have to show them how to play sub? Yo, I don't really play sub myself that much. I dabble with it. I think once level 60, Shadowlands is going to be here, then I think I'll be doing a lot of stuff. But yeah. Definitely. Taste for the last duels of BFA. Yo, these are not even BFA duels as much as Shadowlands pre-patch duels. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of this. I guess the essences and Azurites. Yeah, what's up, Das? How you doing, man? Des Best. How you doing, man? Hope you're having a good one. I'm glad I made it. Sorry, we've been late nursing and dying. Kidding at the moment. Yo, Rob, don't apologize for that one, man. Take care of the little ones. You know what I mean? Thanks so much for popping the stream, man. Appreciate you. All these are going to be on YouTube. The best parts. Play in the duels tomorrow. You think I should? Nah. I kind of want to let as many of the NA boys to get a chance. You know what I mean? That's what I'm thinking at least. Is this EU or NA? This is EU. Corsair versus Atho, man. And Jesus, we got to get you versus Cat or somebody. Atho? Oh. Atho, man. I called him Athro, man. Like arthritis. That's my bad. That's my bad entirely. Alrighty, boys. Hopefully we'll get in. If it's bugged, I'll requeue. We'll get Jesus. We took one new. We gotta get Cat versus Jesus, I think, because Cat's team didn't really get to play much. We gotta get through these deals very, very quickly, though. Tapo might be able to go against Lord or Chrysler, maybe versus Lord after. We'll figure it out, you know what I mean? We'll figure it out. Alrighty, we queue win again. The hidden skin is still here. Yes, the hidden skins for Legion artifact weapons are still available. The challenge mode ones from the Mage Tower are gone. Balance of power is still here. The PvP ones are still here. Hidden ones are still here. I would look up like a guide online on Wowhead usually, or anywhere else really, for any of the hidden skins, how to get them. Some are a lot harder than others. Use but instant DQs. It's okay. We'll requeue. How can I open this war games too? How do you spectate duels like I do? Invite spectator match, space, reality name for 2 different people, space, number, how many people on your team, space. And you can type in arena name, like one word of the arena name, like hook point, you would put in hook. Or Tiger's Peak, you would put peak. Or something along the lines. Tolveron, I would put in Tolveron. Because if you put arena, a lot of them are named arena. You know what I mean? Chrysler, alright, let me know when you're good to go, man. Yeah, Dalaran hashtag 1340. If you guys have a group, so add me on Reality once you have a group. Adding me on Reality to find a group is not the best way. Look up in LOG to see if there's a group available. And add me on Reality if you are the leader of your group and you want your group to queue against somebody in 5v5 1v1 duels. You know what I mean? Alrighty, boys. Alrighty. Chrysler said it's a big team, man. So we're gonna see. Switch. You know what I mean? See what we got going on. We got ourselves team 1 with Chrysler. He said he's got a big team with 410 as a monk. Are these different bracers? Yo, those bracers. Is that a robe? I think he's actually wearing like a legit robe. As a leather? That's kind of cool looking. We got ourselves Shal Tier as a sub-rogue. I was going to say outlaw for a second, but that's a dagger. That thing is a dagger. That's not a sword. It looks like one. We got ourselves Dr. Draper. We got Drip. We're gonna call him Drip for short. And Tic Tac X versus Team 2 with Vazura with boy Copy in the enhancement. I think so. Yeah, enhancement. Fenny as a Demon Hunter, Atherman as a Red Pally, and Jonas as the Arms Warrior. Good luck and have fun, everybody. It looks like Fenny. This is gonna be first up for Team 2 as a Demon Hunter versus Tic Tac X of the Retribution Paladin. I wonder if Paladins are gonna play anything different. Maybe a lot of Paladins maybe dropping that hammer. Gonna be Tic Tac. I think Trinket the first stun out of Fenny. Going in for the final verdict. Big wings coming out. Fenny does Trinket that Hodge. That's gonna be Tic Tac backing out while Fenny does have Blur available. Not willing to waste his wings into a Demon Hunter without a stun available. Fenny might just need to fly up in the air. Wait, he doesn't. Oh, wait, he does have a rain from above. Short stun on Tic Tac, drop it in darkness. Perfect opportunity for Fenny to maybe catch up on heals. Metamorphosis coming out in case maybe a Hydra's coming out for Tic Tac. Short stun to follow right after. I-beam available, does get interrupted on the I-beam. Fenny getting quite a good amount of damage onto Tic Tac. Trying to drop down the glaives on the side, but keeps missing the Paladin. Those glaives are pretty immobile, so maybe combine the stun into those glaives might be a better idea. And Fenny might be looking at a rain from above here anytime soon. Without next Trinket, if Tic Tac has any form of damage, this could be pretty big as the Paladin is continuing to kite the Demon Hunter around. Keeps trying to drop the glaives next to Tic Tac. Wings are available. Fenny might be looking at that rain from above, getting a stun on Tic Tac with an I-beam Blade Dance right after, and looking to bail out of there, expecting a big burst out of the Paladin anytime soon. Hodge comes out. Wings are down. Does still get the final verdict. I think the Paladin still got the damage. Looks like he does, smiting the Demon Hunter with a Wings proc for the final, I think, Temple's verdict. Super lucky for him. If that is exactly what happened. If that was a Temple's verdict at the end. Vizura trying to go for big damage. Aim shot coming out. Getting double aim shot onto Tic Tac from the side before he realized where the hunter was. Vizura does not open up with a double tap, but he does go in with a true shot aura. That's going to be double tap available. Maybe trying to combine the double tap with a rapid fire. Knocking Tic Tac back. Does have a big hammer hanging over his head. Wings procking for Tic Tac right now as the turtle comes out. Does the hammer still slam down? The hammer still connects. Doing quite a bit of damage, and Vizura having to go for a selfie. Not in a great position right now. Getting completely decimated by Tic Tac. Super unfortunate there. With Copy Finn going to be up next as an enhancement. Shaboy. Or Shagirl. I do like your mug. I do like that male like face covering with like those what looks like kind of dreads in the back. It makes you think of like the, you know what it makes you think of? It makes you think of like the Alien vs Predator, like the dudes with the hand cannon on the side. It's very, very similar to that. At least that's what it makes you think of. That's going to be a sacrifice by Fortune, making sure nobody is by themselves. It looks like it's going to be Tic Tac actually avoiding the enhancement shaman this whole time while mounted up. Copy does try to get himself the Earth Elemental, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do much in terms of catching up to Tic Tac. Does have him grounding totem, and Tic Tac has been able to avoid the grounding totem this whole time. I think he's just waiting for cooldowns. He got 20 seconds on the swings. If Copy can somehow get a slow onto Tic Tac like a Frost Shock, he'll be in a good spot. Dots hit him with a Flame Shock, and that's going to be the Earth Elemental attacking him. It looks like the Flame Shock and the Elemental and the Dots are actually doing quite a bit of damage. Copy does get a slow on Tic Tac. No, he actually does not get slowed. He's actually avoiding the Shaman like the plague. I guess he's literally waiting until wings are available. And now that they are, now maybe he's ready to go. Does at least poke out to throw in a Judgment or two. Maybe a Blade of Justice, but he's mostly avoiding Copy. Stun, and that's probably maybe going to be a wings. Copy actually tricks out of the stun immediately. Ghost Wolves are available. Tic Tac looking for a little bit more line of sight. Just NASCARing out of there. Copy walking into a Paladin with Shield of Vengeance. Wall comes out. That's going to be Copy trying to see if he can bust through the Shield of Vengeance. Does get through it with all his range attacks. Dropping down a stun totem. Tic Tac backing out of there. Using Holy Power for Word of Glories. And Copy using his Maelstrom for healing surges. Big wings available for Tic Tac. It's getting lots of damage available onto Copy. It looks like he's actually going to be charging in, staying in there. Copy can maybe turn it around with some burst of his own. Mally rolling onto Tic Tac, going to try to see if he can prevent some of the healing from the Paladin. Big Ascendance coming out as Copy going in for big burst of damage. Tic Tac, if he's not careful, he could be going down. Popping a blind onto Copy, looking for a flashlight while wings are up. The wings are going to be down for now. If Copy can maybe get some big damage, Bubba comes out for Tic Tac with a wings proc, trying to Ghost Wolf away from Tic Tac, getting those healing surges up and running to catch up on health. Tic Tac cannot really do that much damage to the Shaman as he's actually getting massive heals, doing a lot of health recovery, and looking like he wants to back out of there. Is going to be getting those Crusader Strikes off of totems to get himself free Holy Power, and using that Holy Power on Word of Glory to try to see if he can catch up. This is probably the most pillar hugging we've seen out of a Paladin, just kind of running away from dudes. Usually Paladins are kind of in there, doing damage, going in for big heals, but Tic Tac is just completely just avoiding Copy. Hand of Freedom is available. I won't even be surprised if he went for a Hodge and just to get away from Copy for a second. Maybe just waiting for cooldowns. Got himself more Holy Power. Literally using Wake of Ashes, not even aggressively, just defensively. Just to survive, I guess, until burst available. Maybe he's running a low Versa build. Big crit, big mastery in playstyle, maybe. Maybe that's his play. Big crit, big mastery, a little bit of haste, no Versa. So he's trying to avoid people and just heal through everything. The Copy does get a bit of damage here and there, but Tic Tac does get massive heals. Sundering wings are available for Tic Tac. Could be huge pressure. Copy does choose to wall it. Tic Tac has perfect opportunity to go for a lot of self heals. Stun totem comes out after Copy goes in for the Panda Racial to in-cap. Tic Tac does get himself an Elemental Blast. It doesn't do the most amount of damage. Didn't have the full Maelstrom available for the final verdict coming out. Tic Tac has a lot of damage for Copy. Copy does land himself a heal in between of those casts, but he's actually super low. Does he have any much survivability? Oh, there goes the Panda Racial. Actually, it looks like he didn't use the Panda Racial before. Does land the interrupt of the Copy, and down he goes. Did I have like a water bottle pop next to me or something earlier? I think that's might have been what happened. It sounded like a water bottle fell somewhere. Or did someone fall on the floor from me? Sorry, boys. I thought I heard a sound. Anybody hear that? Athaman going to be up next as a Retribution Paladin. So far, Tic Tac has been playing it very safely, very carefully. Maybe Athaman can get him out in the open for us you know, get him out into the sunlight. No point of hiding in the shadows. Tic-Tac does eat a big hammer hanging over his head, trying to minimize the damage the hammer does. Or does the hammer hit right now with the nerfs? You know, it actually does quite a bit of damage on its own. Even without committing too much damage to the hammer, it does quite a bit of damage. They also made it so the hammer does a bit more, but can never crit. And starts, I think they made it originally starts at less damage. And then they added a bit more damage. Big Shield Avenge available for Tic-Tac right now, doing lots of damage to Atho as he's popping off a trinket. And Atho coming in with full defenses. Tic-Tac has just about every defense. Actually has no defenses. Let's see, he's actually out in the open. Atho has bubble and everything. Tic-Tac, all he has is holy power, as well as Ward of Glories. It looks like the stun might lock him down. I think Atho is going to be able to take him out. The final verdicts are coming out back to back, and that's going to be first person on team 1 that's gone down. And Chrysler going to be up next, landing the Succubus CC onto Atho with a stun Infernal Collapse, and at the same time as a Kazbal does. And Atho popping off a bubble just to get himself the immunity, while Chrysler got a lot of damage available. Atho better be very careful. Better be very, very careful with an Infernal. Does go for a fear onto the Succubus. The Infernal is still next to him as he gets hit with a stun. Only 60% dampening, so Atho should be able to catch up on a lot of heals. The Succubus still just running around feared for a second there. It looks like Atho is actually going to be able to wipe out the Infernal. So he smites the Infernal down. Chrysler has a lot of CC back. The Succubus is back in. Mortal Coil is still available. So you can go through a lot of CC chains onto Atho to deal with the Paladin. Succubus CC comes out, and Atho was so close to the Succubus to be interrupted. Cataclysm and Kazbal collapse at the same time. Fear onto Atho. Another Kazbal is getting ready to go as well. Atho using all that Word of Glory he has in order to get himself as much self-heal as possible. It looks like Chrysler actually swapped it to a pet. Actually swapped out to a pet altogether. Doing a fast cast swap to a Fellhound to maybe interrupt Atho on his heals. Maybe eat away his buffs. No Succubus necessary for now. I don't know if that'll be the play. Hodger the Chrysler does have a trinket. It's going to be trinket as soon as he sees Athman popping off cooldowns and with support. Athman does get the wings off. Does get the hammer off. How much damage does that do? Hammer does a bit of damage, but I think Chrysler might have walled it a lot of it. The initial hit. And Athman does get the interrupt onto the Succubus. Stun around the corner with the Cataclysm. As Chrysler is just looking to get away from Atho ASAP. Just trying to make as much distance between each other. Just trying to separate them. Waiting for the Mortal Coils as well as Succubus CC available. Athman charging in with wings. Actually kind of trying to dip away from Chrysler. Looking for a bit of line of sight. You're looking to stay next to Chrysler, but not really looking to get on top of him the whole time. Now that's going to be another set of wings proccing for Athman. Does get a Shield of Vengeance for those Chaos Bolts. First Shield of Vengeance just absorbs a full Chaos Bolt. But the second one does go through. And we are 26% dampening. The longer this game goes, the worse it is for Atho, as there's a lot of health recovery that's given him that advantage to survive in this duel. For Chrysler, it's CC, and it's just raw damage, but it's the CC chains with Succubus, Mortal Coil, stun from a distance, also Infernal, doing quite a lot as well. Now it's going to be back up here. Athman has Blessing of Protection. That's about it. Not a lot of mana at this point. I think it's actually making him harder for him to even Crusader Strike. Does get a Succubus CC as Atho was focused on the Warlock. Landing that Incinerator with a Shadow Fury from afar. Chaos Bolt is going to be up and running with an Immolate around the corner. Does land it. All those things do connect. That's going to be Infernal coming down with Chrysler. Got him so big damage. Huge Cataclysm onto Atho, who's under a ton of pressure. Mortal Coil puts him out behind the pillar. Athman does go for a Word of Glory at the last second. Wings again in proc, trying to get himself a flash of light. Maybe more Word of Glories than necessary. He does have an Infernal that he can get a lot of the holy power off of. So the Word of Glories are going to be up and running. The wings save the day, smiting the Infernal down, and has the Succubus to attack instead. Guys are looking to get himself a fresh new Succubus. Does end up smiting that Succubus. Chrysler goes in for a fear after that Kazbal. Second Kazbal looking to end the game without a Succubus. Might be in a bad spot. Looks like he does end that kill. Porting away and summoning a Succubus quick before Jonas can be out there in a duel doing anything. But Jonas wants to give him a bit of an honor duel by the looks of it. What is that sword? Is that from Kata? It looks like a cleanly Cataclysm sword. I think it is. Looks like it has a bit of like a dragon thing cut to it. Chrysler does give him that honor duel. That was a rough one, man. That was actually a rough duel just now. After did the best he could against Chrysler, but that's a lot of damage. I think we can get Chrysler's team another go after this one, because barely any of them got to play. Fear onto Chrysler as Jonas does get hit with a Succubus CC. It looks like Warriors cannot break out a Succubus CC. Apparently you can Zerker's Rage out of it. I always thought you could, but apparently you can. Jonas getting a couple of those free hits by Chrysler from a distance. Jonas just actually melting right now with, from Conflagrates. As he leaps into Chrysler, Chrysler just bails to the other side. I think Jonas is dead to the dots. I'm not sure what happened. Jonas just mounts dots and Chrysler takes 2 kills. Tic Tac take a 3. Very well played by all of you. Chrysler and Tic Tac though, kind of leading the charge for their team. All right, boys, let's get another duel going. I think we might just have to give Chrysler another play, man. Barely any of their team got to play, man. Barely any. I use sandwich meals, so like turkey or ham, mayo, and cheese. Yeah, I usually just get like, so this is what I usually get. White bread, that's my favorite. So white bread, 2 slices. Slide both sides with mayo. Like an even coating. Then I like Swiss cheese. Either 1, or if I'm feeling very extra saucy, 2 things of Swiss cheese on each slice of bread. And then pack the middle with a bunch of fucking sandwich meats. These are like the deli meats. I just get whatever's at the store. I'm not super picky. But there are, because I usually like just look at the... Okay, my brain works fucking differently a little bit. Okay, I'm really bad with names, but I remember pictures and faces very well. So there's one specific brand that I like. And it has like this Italian background to it. Like, you know, the white, green, red. There's another one that has different kind of meats. They're good, but not as good. So that's how I do my shopping. I know the rye bread and like whole wheat bread are better for you, but I don't know why. I just like white bread. Alliance for the win. What's up, Nye? How you doing, fam? Tomorrow is NA. Yeah, tomorrow is NA, boys. Tomorrow is NA. Just ready. Lower Lord full group. Cries. We're gonna let new player play first. Requeue. No team for me. Okay, this is what we actually could do. We could actually get Chrysler versus Lower Lord. We could have Jesus and Cat go real quick, and then Chrysler versus Lower Lord. Because I don't think... Let's do that. Let's do that. Just to get a little bit more variety. Cat, Rakan, and Jesus. Because this way, I'll be able to get somebody different against Athoman. This way. That's what we'll do. Yeah, we got to get Chrysler back in, but we're going to have him versus Lower Lord this time. Because then we'll be able to get somebody else against Athoman after him. We could do Atho and Cat maybe after that. Because then Jesus and Cat will get to play. And it's just like rotating you guys. Trying to get the variety in it. You know what I mean? Did I do it right? I did. Cat and Jesus, let me know when you guys are ready. Fury now. Cat swap into the Fury, dude. Favorite sandwich meat, Dala? I'm not too picky. Again, I'm really bad with like the names, to be honest. It's embarrassing, but I'm really bad with the names. Yo, let me get back at you. Let me go take a look at my fridge later. I'll see what it says on the package, and I'll tell you. But I'm not super picky. I like Italian though. Like whatever goes into an Italian sub, those kind of meats. Because there's a sub place, and I usually get the original Italian. I doubt there would be too many differences there. Will there be? Maybe there was. We're ready? Okay, we're gonna get Jesus and Cat again. I guess it didn't work. War game penetration declined. Okay, cool. Go. Pastrami? I don't think it's maybe it's pastrami. Again, I'm really bad at names, right? So let me literally let me get back to you on that. How does that sound? I'm really bad at names. It seems like a joke, but it's not. I'm a goober like that. Jersey Mike's is pretty good. Yeah, it's really good. Fellow group on Horde. Hell yeah, Cat out. Let's get you in here then. Let me know what's your real ID, man. I can join you. I can add you. Dalaran hashtag 140. What's on the BT? Okay, you'll have to let me know what your real ID is after this game, right? Because I still will need to know. Jimmy John's my favorite. I used to like Jimmy John's, but I haven't had their food in a bit. I used to like Jimmy John's, but it's just I haven't had it in a while. I don't know why. All right, boys. Switch. We got ourselves team 1 with Trados as our arms warrior, with Le as a undead shadow priest. We got Unsofable. Oh my god, your name is gonna give me a lot of hard time, honestly. As an elemental shaman, we got ourselves Christina and Kachikan as a fury warrior in the back versus team 2 with Nai as a survival hunter, Daedra in the back as a demonology. We got ourselves Des as an assassin. First with Yandex and Uranus in the back. And let's see, that's gonna be first up versus Unsofable. Yo, your name is... if I call you Unstoppable, like, you understand why, right? You understand why. I already have a hard time with names, man. I already have a hard time with names, dude. I gotta do Russian names. I gotta do English names. I gotta do all these names. You know what I mean? Looks like Trados is trying to sit in the corner. I'll allow it. If he wants to just chill in the corner there, I'm okay with that, I guess. That's going to be Unstoppable, taking lots of big damage from Des, swapping out of Ghost Wolf actually at the end there. Knockback does come out for Unstoppable, does land the light lasso to Des though, right before the rogue gets away. The Shaman is at least going to maybe be able to get a Flame Shock on him, looking to get himself a heal. Des does not have an intro, big dress. Unstoppable looking very, very bad in his situation. Maybe I might need to go for a Hex onto Des and force a Cloak of Shadows out of him, dropping down the Earth Elemental. Does land the Hex. Des doesn't sit in that Hex for too long. It's going to be a Grounding Totem on one side, or Earthbind Totem on one side. Des catching a Restealth, not even advantage. It looks like maybe there wasn't even a dot on him. Unstoppable at least getting himself a bit of a heal. Lightning in his hand still available, but Des is nowhere to be found. Does have an Earth Elemental, has the Earth Elemental wall if necessary, and Des, I think, might just wait this out. A really strong opener from the Rogue. Popped in with the Vendetta, Blood of the Enemy, everything, even Dressigath. And that's going to be a perfect opportunity for Unstoppable to get that Earth Elemental wall. Might need to use it early. The earlier the better. You might as well, because you're going to have the Earth Elemental for a limited amount of time. Controlling his Earth Elemental, not using the stun from the Earth Ellie just yet. That's going to be Lightning Lasso. What is that other totem? What is that thing? That other totem over there that's just shooting lava. I don't even know. Trying to get some Lightning Bolts. Does get the Earth Elemental... that's not the Sky Fury, is it? Is it like Magma Totem? Like, is it the same totem on that row, or the same row as Elemental Totem, isn't it? That'd be interesting. So I think that totem might have missed, unless it does damage. Big Blood of the Enemy out of the Rogue. Unstoppable chooses Trinket, that kidney shot super late, super low. It looks like Des is going to be able to take him out with Christina. Up next, Des without a Trinket available. Big Bite closes out the game. And Christina taking him out. Who's up next? Those are Trados and Uranus having a bit of a party of their own. It looks like it's going to be Yandex versus the Feral Droid. I think Yandex pretty confused. He's like, wait, is Trados out here? Is he the guy dueling? I don't really know. Yeah, we have so many people in the middle of the arena, more than we're used to. That's one thing I think we can agree on. Christina waiting until the Death is down, finds an opportunity to pounce at the Yandex, who IBFs us immediately, landing a stun to Christina, got him so full burst ready, and that's going to be double stun from the Strangulate into Remorseless Winter Stone. Thorns available for Christina. Yandex cannot really deal with the Thorns. It's going to be a wall for Christina, as expecting lots of damage from Yandex. Yandex dropping down the anti-magic zone for the Thorns, which is good for him. Might as well mitigate the damage any way he can. Yandex does not have any more defenses left though. Maybe a Lichborn with a bit of heals. That's going to be an Azotnik as an extra defensive. And that's going to be also Deathpack. Might come out really, really early here. Bash to the Yandex. Wait, the big bites come out. Yandex does get himself a Warlock Hellstone, gripping the Christina back to... No, actually, maybe Christina leaping back into a maim onto Yandex. Taking him out, not even letting him use Deathpack there. Danger landing a stun into Christina. Double stun with the pets and everything. Double Crucible into Christina. That's going to be Entangled Roots for that pet. Going for a Warlock Port. Mortal Coil Christina out into the open. Needs to get a Tyrant onto Christina if he wants to be able to finish off the Feral. And Christina is going to get himself line of sight. Big wall down for Christina for a bit. No trinkets available. And if Daedra can get himself some sort of CC chain, maybe with a stun to Christina, maybe next time he has Mortal Coil available, he might be able to do something here. Christina should be able to set up bleeds. It's going to be a wall and a full Tyrant. Christina looking to avoid that Tyrant the whole time. Bioscourge Bombers from one side. Tyrant walking exactly where Daedra is. I think Daedra needs to find a way to get the... Tyrant actually just stopped still there. Oh, he got rooted. That's why he got rooted. He didn't do anything. So far, Tyrant hasn't gotten a single cast. I think he might have gotten interrupted by Christina. I think he did get Skull Bashed. Mortal Coil into Christina. Daedra's still trying to fight through it, but Christina, he dealt with the biggest threat that Daedra could throw on him every 1.5 minutes. So now he has this Warlock out in the open. Succubus unable to really do much to Christina in terms of CC. Daedra taking a lot of damage to the face, and I think Christina's going to take him out. Big shreds, big bites, a couple brutal slashes here and there. Just brutalizing the enemy team. Nyla, we're going to be up next as a Survival Hunter with a Pitchfork. Whereas Christina give him at least a little bit of an honor duel. Christina going for a bow from a distance. To at least be like, yo, we're dueling, but I ain't getting that close to ya. He's not that comfortable with ya. He wants to give you the honor duel, but... And what is that effect? What is that spell effect? It looks like it's a mace. Like from a distance, it looks like you have like a weird shift in maze. Big damage to Christina, reaping flames as Christina could not get out of the sun as Nye turning up the heat. Bitter damage of his own. Aspect of the Eagle, as well as coordinated assault available. Christina, not a lot of defenses really left, going in for a massive self-heal play. And Nye not giving him a moment to breathe. Cannot get this regrowth up and running. Is going to be a bit of that Ursal's Vortex. Nye breaking out of it. Ursal's immediately with a disengage. Christina is still super low. Killshot is in play. Maybe Christina goes down here. Killshot comes out. Harpoon's next to him. Christina somehow still gets another heal. Nye still trying to turn up the pressure with more dots. Christina might be able to get a full stun tonight. Does he have enough to finish him off? Brutal Slash comes out. It's going to be Turtle for Nye as the pet does go down. Might need to resummon the pet immediately. Does Nye still die to dots? No, Manic Bandage does keep him alive. It looks like Lei. The Shadow Priest from Stormscale is going to be up next for Team 1. We're only 6 minutes into this duel. Kachka and Trados still haven't enough to play. We still have Nye and Uranus on the other team. For Nye, it might be a good idea to just sit in camo for a bit. He's almost full on health, so might as well. As we're going to be rolling into that 7-minute mark very, very soon. 11% dampening, so still a lot of healing to be done. And Lei being a Shadow Priest, perfect opportunity for a bunch of DPs to drop down onto the Survival Hunter. Nye dipping up a couple of grenades onto Lei. He does go for a stun into a fear onto the Hunter, but doesn't sit in that fear for too long. And that's going to be Void Eruption. Not an instant cast Void Eruption. Nye does feign death removal of the dots. Lei does redot him back up. Stun onto the Shadow Priest as Nye exchanges dots of his own and looking for that line of sight. Lei dropping down Vampiric Embrace, so he's not going to be going down into him soon. And Nye taking a bit of that damage. As Lei dropping down DPs and Mind Blast into the Raptor, that actually sends apparitions into Nye. So that's a lot of damage on top of one another. So Nye might just need to play this very, very carefully. Throw down CC, throw down traps to deal with Lei. Does drop in the bike, which hasn't been nerfed in this patch. Lei going in for double Crucible into Nye with a stun. I think it's going to be lights out for the Hunter. Shadow Mensa coming out for Lei. Unless Nye has some damage. Does get the interrupt on the Shadow. Does he have enough damage? Maybe a Disperse comes out. Disperse does come out. And Lei looking to end the fight. He's looking to maybe get a double DP into a death onto Nye. Freezing Trap does stop him in place. And Nye still melting through those dots. Let's see if a feign death maybe. You're just hoping to survive at this point. What is that shield? I don't even know what that shield was. Does catch a camo. And that's going to be a lot of self-healing right now. Lei needs to pick up the eye and end this duel immediately. We are at the 8-minute mark. And he does pick up the eye. Looking for the Hunter. Hanging out by the other eye. Nye has only a few places where he can be. Does go for a bunch of Manic Bandages. It's going to be stunned. And Nye does not have a trinket to break out of it. Does go for a pet sack. That's going to be Lei with a mind control after those DPs are set up. That's going to be a lot of free damage for Lei without really having to CC. Not well, I guess he is CCing him. Feign Death coming out for Nye. Does get himself a massive shield with those Feign Deaths. It doesn't last long at all though. And Lei is getting it with a stun. Nye trying to get some dots into Lei, but still taking so much pressure from the trinkets and the other effects. I think Nye just dies to procs at this point. Freezing Trap on a Lei. Yeah, not a lot you can really do at that point. A Shadow Priest with all those dots and a couple procs here and there. Yeah. Still a lot of healing. Even though we are at 9 minutes in the duel, it's still a lot of heals. Uranus is going to be up next. Maybe goes in for a big blood of the enemy versus Lee. Lee actually did get juke on his Shadow Cats. Big burst coming out from the Unholy DK. Void Eruption coming out for Lee. Does go for a big Void Eruption on all the pets that should give him a lot of self-healing with his Vampiric Embrace. And he's healing up so much together with Disperse. Silence onto Uranus. Not a lot of healing he can really do. Does go for a Death Pack with a Lichborn as well. Lee does go for a Greater Fade. And Uranus with an AMS, trying to see if he can survive. Lee does catch up on a lot of that heals. No interrupts available for the DK. And I think it's going to be lights out for the Death Knight. Unless he can somehow get some damage or catch up on heals. He's in a bad spot. Looking for those Death Strikes, about a 29% dampening. And Trados decided to leap in, hoping to maybe get his kill. Hasn't got to play at all. Did Trados get a kill? He did not. That leap at the end did nothing. Christina coming in with some big plays just now, though. Huge plays. And that Shaman versus Rogue duel at the very beginning, big pressure onto the Sham guy. Big pressure on him. That's hard, dude. That's hard. With Rogues going for Blood of the Enemy, people are actually playing more likely to play Blood of the Enemy for duels. Makes it that much harder because that's a lot of pressure. And your trinket isn't going to be back up for the next blood of the enemy, so you're kind of just screwed. Alright, boys, let's get another one ready, yeah? Let's get one up and running. We gotta get ourselves. We have to get Lord versus Chrysler. We have to. 44. Here we go. And Atherman is gonna have to go versus, I think, Katrick and Jesus. We gotta get him against somebody. Maybe versus Lord after. I think that'll do. Alrighty. Chrysler and Lord. 5. Catalysator. Yeah. Let me get him in. Let me see if I can see him. Catalysator. Here we go. I got you. Kata, you're going to be up next. How does that sound? I'll see if I can get Atho or Katrick to switch it up a bit. Maybe Kat to Atho and Jesus can play maybe afterwards. This has been a bit since I played. Yeah, I'll get you. I got you added. So I'll see ya. Yeah, my bad. For real. I'm not doing this on purpose. I'm just trying to get as many duels as I can this week. You know what I mean? Trying to give these boys as much opportunity to play as much as possible. Switch. Sorry about that. I'm only 18k, so also that's all good. Nah, don't worry about it, fam. We got ourselves team 2 with Obliv. We got ourselves some new faces, actually. Zayla as a balance druid with Doris Rogue. Dawes Rogue. I don't even know how to say your name properly. But there you are as a sub rogue. We got ourselves Chucky Docky. Are you gonna be first up as another sub? We got 2 sub rogues in here with Chris and Ellie. This is gonna be first to blast on this team versus team Chrysler. Unto Chrysler, we have ourselves Fortune in the back. Ornaz just chilling as a Frost Mage. Tic Tac X, as well as Shaltair, gonna be first up versus Zayla. Sub rogue versus a balanced druid. I think it's going to be one of the harder duels for a Boomy. While the Boomies have improved dramatically, I think it's going to be tough. It's just tough. Because do you just let the rogue open on you as a Boomy? That's going to be a rogue trying to get an AoE. Zayla does poke out of form. Didn't get a dot on Shaltier or anything. That's going to be immediate Shadow Dance with Cheap Shot. Doesn't even think about it. Blood of the aim into Zayla. Looking for Big X because Zayla needs himself an answer here. Does go for a roar into Shaltier, who doesn't do anything in terms of trinketing it. Zayla does not follow up any CC, just look to get the hell out of there. And still needs a lot of self-heals. Get in some dots up and running. There's going to be another cheap shot. Trinket side with a badge onto Shaltier. Doesn't go for a cycle and get interrupted on nature, and down they go. Shaltier taking him out pretty handily. Does go for a cloak and advantage to make sure the dots are off. And Obliv is going to be up next as a fire mage. Super unfortunate for the balance druid. When you go for a roar, I think it's a good idea maybe to go for a cyclone. Trying to see if you can get a trinket out of the rogue. Or maybe try to get a trinket cloak or something. Trinket shadow step kick. Something like that. Or maybe get a root or something. I don't know. There's options. But you went for a roar and just kind of sat in bear form. I know it's like really tough situation. But I think Boomies, druids, you have to be playing like outside of forms and stuff. Like Christina, whenever he's getting trained as a feral, he just comes out, just starts healing himself like a resto. You have to do it. G-Pie coming up for Obliv as he goes in for a big combustion. Shaltier does not have a cloak of shadows for this. Gonna shot trinkets out of it, or blinks out of it immediately. Shaltier getting pounded by those pyros back to back. And did Obliv have a rune of power there? Because maybe Obliv isn't playing rune of power this time. Maybe he's playing someone else. But Fortune is going to be up next as a Windwalker. And that's going to be a Poly into a G-Pie, but Obliv into a Ring of Frost. Fortune actually going to be Obliv getting a Ring of Frost around him, not at Fortune. Just kind of trying to get this monk out of there. Gonna hit him with a big old pie and then chill. Couple Fire Blast Pyros, and Fortune is forced to kind of engage. Tiger's Lust comes out for that Nova. Does get an Incap out of the breath. Leg sweep onto Obliv. He does shrink. It doesn't shrink it out of it. He blinks out of it. Poly trying to land onto Fortune. Ring of Boopity Bob booping him out of the way. As Ring of Peace is such a useful utility. Images available for Obliv. Fortune is trying to stay as aggressive as possible. Is going to get polyed either way. Zuen is going to be on Obliv doing some freebie damage. Does get himself another blink with a re-shield as well. Trying to land a Frostbolt into Fortune, slowing him down a bit. We're going to be Fire Blast and Pyros. Big breath of Fortune. Needs a Karma, I think, at this point. Actually looking for the line of sight instead. And I guess trying to go through as many abilities to give him Chi. Maybe saving up for some kind of a big cooldown, big damage, big ability. You never really know. Whirling Dragon punches Fortune, getting him with an over. Tiger's Lust is available as explosions coming out for Obliv. Another breath into Fortune, trying to land a Ring of Frost, does get interrupted on it. Because Fortune, if he got hit by that, that would have been lights out. Fist of Fury flying. Steals Karma if necessary as Obliv trying to get as much instant cast damage to Fortune. Obliv sounds kind of low there. That's going to be that Combustion coming out. Cauterize coming out. Karma onto Obliv, already ice blocked. So now he kind of has to wait out Fortune. And he's going to go for food immediately. Fortune, did he eat a full mallet just now? Was it a mallet or his heal just really just got down that fast? Caught up on a bit of Vivify. Obliv is still eating. Couple ticks of food. Again, with an incap. Going to be a trinket out of the breath onto Polly, onto Fortune. Looks like he might go for G-Pie. He's going to G-Pie him right in the face. Does Obliv have the big damage? Does Fortune have anything to do anything? Combustion coming out of Fortune. Looking to bail out of the does he? That port at the end was a good move, but the Pyro was already midair, buddy. Oh my goodness. Obliv just nuked the guy. Is going for food immediately as Ornash approaching. Frost versus Fire. And Ornash is going to have himself Blizzard available. Obliv getting aggressive, interrupt them on Frost and sending out a bunch of Fire Blasts and Pyroblast in immediately. Doesn't even wait any time, just starts blasting all that damage all the same. That's going to be maybe a Meteor on one side from Obliv, or maybe not. Ornash got himself some damage rolling. Big cooldowns are coming out. He's unable to get any casts into Obliv though. Obliv it's just popping even more CDs. Actually looks like Obliv stole his cooldowns. Looks like Obliv is the one with the icy waves. So there's a lot of haze. There's a lot of fire blasts available for him. So Ornash basically was like, hey Obliv, here's the cooldown. Obliv was like, thanks, I'll take it. Fire blasts. Because it's going to give him more fire blasts to throw out. More instants. And Ornash needs to at some point stand still, get those frost bolts, but he literally cannot. Because the fire mage is just so aggressive. Ornash at least can spell steal shields from Obliv, which Obliv has a lot of those, but so can Obliv. Still makes it that much harder. Ornash trying to maybe get himself a bit of a reset. Meteor on one side, Obliv on the other. It's awful. It's awful for Ornash. There's no way to win. You're just gonna die to the Meteor, I think, unless the shield comes in. Yeah, there's just nothing you can do, it feels like. Trying to get those lances and a Pyroblast just takes you out. So far, Obliv has been unstoppable. Who's going to do it? Is it going to be Tic Tac X? Is the Paladin with the bubble and wings? Is he going to be able to do it? I also like all of you guys are using the toy, by the way. Is everybody using the toy? The Druss toy? Doesn't look like it. Tic Tac is actually just going to wait out for Obliv. Obliv is going to go for food. And Tic Tac, I think, is just going to wait maybe until Dampener. Maybe that's the play. Give Obliv as little shield as possible. Blow bubble with wings and just burn him down, maybe. Or maybe force him behind the pillar. And kind of just force him to Tic Tac. That might be the play. I'm trying to see if we can bait him with those flash of lights. For him to blink in and interrupt. Because Tic Tac does like the timid play. As he's opening up in the middle of the arena, it's going to be Ring of Frost and Tic Tac. Does it land? Does not land. It's going to land a Polymorph instead with a G-Pie. So Obliv is always going to be able to get that proper opener. Maybe Combustion. Does go for big Combustion. Maybe big damage. Tic Tac goes in for Shield of Vengeance immediately. Just scouring back behind the Tombstone. Stun onto Obliv. He trinkets out of it immediately. Still Combustion running. Tic Tac going for a full defensive play. Wings available. That's going to be lots of damage to Obliv. I think he just go down. Yes, he does. Tic Tac turning the birds down. Turning the fire up against the Fire Mage. Pretty good. I guess that's the only way you could really beat him. Is hit him with full wings and full combustion. Obliv also did not have Ice Block for that one or Cauterize, so that might have been a different duel with those cooldowns available. And Chucky is gonna be up next. Chucky Docky as a sub rogue versus Tic Tac with it out for the wings. Everyone joins to learn how fun no one's judging. Exactly, boys. Exactly. Big blood of the enemy for Chucky. It goes in for a bike. What? Are you okay, Tic Tac? He just got blood of the enemy biked and I think big Shadow Strike out of this rogue. Wait, Chucky. Yo, Dawi, can you go back with Crazy Nelly and come out of stealth? Just to make sure we know where you are, fam. Or make sure the Cryza knows where you are. Because this is a duel. Yeah, can you go back with Crazy Nelly and be out of stealth unless it's your turn to duel? Thanks, fam. Appreciate it. Chucky though just came in. Chucky, I don't think he's not even playing he's not even playing single dance. He's playing double dance. So that was double dance with the bike blood of the enemy. Just everything just collapsed together. This Pala. I think the Pala is gonna maybe need to put the bubble on a couple more keybinds just in case. Big dress coming out for Chucky. Does get the succubus to absorb a portion of that damage. That's gonna be a port for Crysis. He got himself lots of damage, big damage available. Chucky does cloak it before the cable connects. That's gonna be Infernal available. That's a lot of damage that Chuck is committing with big defenses. Has advantage if he needs to. Shadow Step into Chrysler, super low in health. Does he just drop to Infernal? Oh my god, the burst out of these guys. Out of nowhere. That's crazy. That is crazy. Chrysler just came out with some burst of his own. What is that? Is it Dawes next? I think it is Dawias Rogue. Dawi? Oh, it was next to the Succubus. Didn't see it. Shadow Blade's available. Blood of the enemy. Kidney shot into Chrysler. Chrysler ports out of it. No Succubus see at the very beginning, porting away. Dawi's got so much burst, so much pressure, doing the same thing that the other guy did. Vanishes as he sees Chrysler going in for a wall, and that's going to be Rain of Fire, getting him out. Smoke Bomb dropping in. Chrysler is going to cataclysm in there. Actually stops it, prevents himself from doing it. Mortal Call into Dawi, who does not play with a trinket. Into a Fear. Chaos Bolt. Shadow Fear right after. Big damage available. Oh my god. This struggles are playing without a trinket, I think with 0 versatility, maybe all mastery. All mastery, all crit, or something. Because these guys just got blasted, back-to-back rogues blasted by Chrysler. With a couple of Chaos Bolts, mostly Instacast. Reflect available for Chrysler, getting a stun reflected back into Crazy Nelly. And the Fear right after Crazy Nelly, that was super unfortunate Hodge. And unless you bubble right now, bubbles it as his health is extremely low. Needs to catch up on those flash of lights immediately. I think Chrysler, unless he makes a misplay here, I think he wins. Crazy Nelly needs big wings, big damage, and that's going to be wings popping off. Needs more Ward of Glories for sure. Mortal Call hits Crazy Nelly with Crazy going in for more instants that are so bursty. And Crazy Nelly does get the Ward of Glories at least. Oh, at least he's going to be okay for a bit. He does have the Succubus to get a Holy Power from, so he totally should. Drop it down big, Infernal, and Chrysler got himself even more damage. The Crazy Nelly. Yo, Chrysler just comes out with burst at the very end. Just no one expected it. Nobody expected that burst. Obliv with 3 kills. And Obliv doing the most damage. Okay, how is Obliv doing the most damage and everybody else is like in that 80k department? Is nobody running versatility against... I think Obliv played against dudes with the most amount of versatility, so he had to chuck up more damage. Everybody else went for like big mastery, big crit build. 0 versa, negative versa in fact. Jesus, everybody just went down so quick. Alright, Callie, you got a full team? Ready? Alright, let's get you in. Let's get Callie in here next, boys. We gotta get Callie versus either Atho or Cat. I would have loved to have Atho and Cat play. Or we could do Atho, Cat, Callie versus Jesus. Then went to probably Lord versus Atho, and then Chrysler versus Cat, or some other switch around. You know what I mean? Some other switch room. Or if I were to do Callie versus, because Jesus and Cat can play each other already. No, I think I'll get Callie in here. Yeah, I think I'll get Callie. Callie versus I think. Oh man, ready to summon last. Okay, we'll get him versus Cat. Callie versus Cat. And we'll do this. How does that sound? Jesus and Chrysler, Lord, and Atho. So we'll do Cat versus Kata, then Atho, then Chrysler, Jesus, and we would do like from right to left. So counterclockwise. Yeah, I think because I want to get as many of you guys opportunity, but like somebody's gonna have to wait. So let's get Catalysator in here. And Catrican. Thanks so much for popping in, Cat, man. I know you're busy all the time, so I appreciate you making time for us. Super fun having you here. Also, I love Cat because he plays warrior in so many. Like he actually uses a sword and board. I think I haven't seen a single one of you guys as a warrior use a sword and board regularly, except for Catrican actually actively using it. He's using literally every tool available to him to win arenas and win these duels. But we also haven't seen Cat play Fury, so I would like to see him as well. Get ready for NA tomorrow. What's up, Sapbox? Yeah, man. NA should be a lot of fun, too. Last duels of the pre-patch, and then we got ourselves the actual expansion launch. And it's going to be hectic, dude. I've been trying to prepare as best as I can for the expansion launch. You're never fully prepared. I feel like you're never truly prepared. Like, if I had, like, a full team of editors and a full team of, like, other people to help me produce content, it'd be so much easier. But because I'm a one-man show, it's like... you gotta find time to play the game. You want to play the game to enjoy it, but then you also gotta get work done. So I'm having to be like pulled in 2 different directions at once. Are you ready for Shadowlands? We got Goblin Gliders. I'm gonna be doing my Shadowlands shopping for Goblin Gliders, all the flats and all that. I think on Monday, no, not Monday, Sunday. I'll probably take Sunday off, do all that stuff, get myself ready, prepare. You do amazing ones per con, a lot of stuff in general. Thank you so much, Sap. I'm glad you appreciate it, man. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. What's happening tomorrow? NA duels, Rob. We're gonna be doing these duels, but on NA. Today we're doing them on EU, but tomorrow same duels on a region of NA. Perfect opportunity for the NA boys to get a shot at chance at some duels. Woman show maybe, but you're a legend for sure, yo. Thank you so much, Sepmon. Thank you so much. I'm glad you guys enjoy it. Because I do it because I love it, but it's so much better. Because I'd be doing it even if nobody was watching, honestly. I like what I do. I'd be doing it even if nobody was watching. But the fact that you guys do, man, that's awesome. I'm glad you guys like it. I really, really do. Switch. We got ourselves Cat. Wait, is that Cat? It is Cat. Okay. Usually it swaps down to Trados, who never get to play. Hopefully Trados will actually get a chance to play. We got ourselves Cat, Trados in the back. We got ourselves Lay with Shadow Pits. We got Christina Zafarrell, as well as Unstoppable. I swear, like, read your name, it sounds like I have dyslexia. Unstoppable. Jeez. We got ourselves Kata in the back with, looks like Dalaran is going to be first up. Dalaran versus Catch and Fury versus the Arms. One of them has Fury, one of them has arms. So one of them has the Fury, one of them has opposable thumbs. And Cat going in for as much of a self-heal playstyle, defensive playstyle. Dalaran also playing in super defensively in defensive set, popping off big damage. Actually going to be trinket from that disarm. And it's actually going to go in a battle stance to do some damage to Cat for a little bit. But as you see in the Cat's health not really going anywhere, popping back in a defensive stance. That's going to be more of a self-heal play for a bit. Dalaran does go into battle stance from time to time, which I think is a good move. Sometimes there's arms where you have to get out of defensive stance, you have to get in a battle stance, you have to do the damage. Because you're capping your damage by 20% when you're defensive stance. Going in for Sharpened Blade, maybe can do some damage to Cat. Probably should have had Avatar together with a Warbreaker and everything combined together with the battle stance. But he's having to shift between defensive stance, offensive stance, and it's super difficult, especially against Cat, who's only got like heal. He's only got one stance, go. Fury Warrior, rage. That's all he does. That's really like, he doesn't have to watch about stances. So for Dalaran, it's a bit more of a dance. Trying to make those split-second decisions with 6-second, I think, a DR in between the switching stances. Warbreaker into Cat, having to pop in defensive stance with parry. Give himself as much of a defense as possible. Catching a thought maybe to go for Shadow and throw Dalaran charging in while parry's up. Landing a lot of heals, but also landing quite a bit of damage to Cat as well. Although Cat, again, with the self-heals, is super difficult to break through him. Catching can get some damage of his own. Dalaran popping defensive stance immediately, getting a slow into Catching to go on him for a Blade Storm. And Dalaran again trying to avoid him as best as possible. Fear onto Cat, Zerka raging out of it for Dalaran. He got himself another defensive. That's pretty good. More ignore pain. Disarm to Cat. He's gonna go for a battle stance. Looking for a bit of damage while Warbreaker's up. Trying to get those overpowers and Mortal Strikes in. Having to go for defensive stance as soon as Catchican gets his weapons back. And Dalaran looking to be just Blaze Storm out of there. I wonder if Cat is gonna go for stance switching here. If he's gonna go for weapon switching as a Fury Warrior. Dalaran going back into battle stance. Actually back into defensive stance. It looked like he was swapped from one to another. Does this shorten the cooldown of defensive stance and battle stance, or is it still 6 seconds? And Dalaran's still so far surviving. Catchika does not have a stun to lock him down besides his racial. So for Dalaran, he's able to get quite a lot of heal and quite a lot of mobility. Catchika does have disarm though. So for Dalaran, if he goes in for big damage and gets it with a disarm like here, this is going to be big damage loss. But Dalaran still has a lot of avatar. I have to go for defensive stance as soon as he realizes, you know, I have to swap out of a weapon. I have to play a little bit defensively. And Catchik, I think, is just going to pin him to a corner at this point. Dalaran with not a lot of defenses really left. Executes coming out for Cat. Taking him out. That's a much tougher dance to do as an arms warrior. And Catchik salutes him as a warrior from Warrior. It's super tough. And Necros is going to be up next as a rogue, sub-rogue versus Cat. Double stun, Reaping Flames. There's going to be a big old dress, and Cat needs to recover a lot of health. Trinket did something, I'm not really sure. I think it was against Dalaran. Necro Shadow stepping next to Cat. Fear. Trinket's out of it. That's going to be War Stone for Cat. Picking up a little bit of heals with his Enrage Regeneration. That's going to be a blind from the rogue while Cat's defenses are up. And we'll see if Cat swaps to a sword and board against this rogue as a Fury Warrior. I feel like as a Fury, you want to do that a lot less since you already have a lot of self-heals. You know what I mean? Disarm onto the rogue. Necros vanishing out of it. Catcher can look to AoE him out. It looks like some kind of a dot is left on Necros. Couldn't get himself a proper clean reset. Looks like the dot is off, landing a zap into Cat, who could go Zerker Rage and Whirlwind. Try to see if he can play that game. It looks like Necros is gonna take this a little bit, or a little bit slower against Kachikan. We went in, and somehow Cat was able to Whirlwind, and the rogue still landing the rupture, rupturing Kachikan's through his armor, putting a bleed, landing the cheap shot, shadow stepping as Cat goes for a leap, which does let him reposition. Short stun onto Kachikan. Won't hold him down for too long. Necro's really out of defenses. Cloaker Shot is available, I guess, in case any of those Crucible Flame procs apply. Does not get the juke into Cat property. Expected for Cat to walk off the platform, but he didn't. Necro's looking like he's gonna eat that execute. He's really just out of options at the end there. And Cat gives him also another salute from one battle hardened veteran to another. It looks like Grottalisa is gonna be up next. Double Shadow Priest on team 2. For Kachikan, this might be the matchup that's going to be difficult unless he lands those reflects. If he lands good reflects, he might be okay. Being Fury Warrior, he does have a lot more self-heals. Reflect stun, perfect for Kachikan. Lots of opportunity going in for big damage. Landing those rampages. Grottalisa might have to rotate defenses a lot earlier. That's going to be that... It's going to be a little bit of that Vampiric Embrace, allowing a bit of self-heals. Kachikan, next interrupt you do could be huge for him. Grottalisa got a lot of damage to the Cat. Zerker Rage coming out. Grottalisa looking to get an interrupt. Executes are coming out back-to-back, having to stop his Azure Beam and goes in for a disperse. Kachikan is so ahead as he pops Recklessness. Mind Control, does he get hit with it? Reflect on the Grottalisa, Mind Control does not happen. Executes are coming out, and it looks like Kachikan takes him out. Told you the perfect Reflect is all he needed. That stun doesn't even bring a stun into Arena. So Kachikan can play the double charge playstyle he normally does. And looks like that route did not last long at all. Kachikan going versus Catalysator. Wait. Catalysator. Call him Cat. This is why I call him Cat for short. Catalysator. Why is your name so hard for me to say unless I focus? I gotta concentrate. Catalysator. Or Catalysator. Catalysator? Is that what it's supposed to be? Either way, Kata getting some dots at the Kachikan while he is mounted up. That's gonna be some cheesy free damage for Kata. Especially if he gets himself if he can somehow get into an Eclipse. If he is playing the Stars build. Which I think Kata does play the Stars build. Every time he gets an Eclipse, Stars happen 300% more often. That was the playstyle. And Kachikan, like over time, he's going to take those Moonfire, Sunfires, but also those Shooting Stars. Shooting Stars, in a way, you can think of it as a third dot. They happen at an RNG, but they do happen quite consistently. That's going to be a bit of that. Thorns for Kata. Kachikan does not want to deal with it at all. He has one Reflect, and that's going to reflect on one set of Thorns. One thing of Thorns. Like one Reflect of Thorns. Bashes the Kachikan, trinkets out of it. Looking to stay aggressive with Kata as the Disarm comes out. And Kachikan forced to use a Fear onto Kata, who trinkets out of it, trying to stay mobile. That's going to be Cat, letting those rampages back-to-back. Short charges for Kata. As he separates from Kachikan, big Star Surge is. Doesn't want to Star Surge into the Reflect. That's going to be a Crucible, though. Kachikan does nab himself a heal with a Bloodthirst. Stun short onto Catalysator. Or otherwise known as Kata, which I probably should just call him just because I'm going to butcher his name either way. And Kachikan doesn't really have a lot of self-heals. Thorns, I think, is going to be done and done. Kata taken out. Kachikan. As I think it's going to be... Wait, did this have a rogue? Wait, team 2? Do they not... It looks like... No. Okay, so it does look like they had a rogue, but... I'm looking at the shadow piece. His name is... Reapy Cheap. Reapy Cheap? Reap. I guess his name is Reap, but the rogue name is also Reap. Which is weird. But I think it's a bug. Yeah, I was thinking like maybe there's 3 people still on team 2, but I was like, I'm pretty sure I counted 2. Lei gonna be up next versus Kata. Hit him with a stun. Mind Blast to follow. It's a Mind Flay as he knows Kata is gonna be getting away from him. He's gonna at least get himself a shield. Barkson comes out for Kata very, very early. As he goes in for a Typhoon. So Kata has quite a lot of people to get through. Trados, Cat, down. Christina, Unstoppable. Unstoppable. Jesus. I'm really bad with names, but that is something. Interrupting Lee on his Lei on Shadow. But Lei does get the hell out of the ASAP. Kato so far have had quite a nice performance versus the Shadow Priest, dealing with him as best possible. There's going to be Shadow Fiend dropping on him, and Lei maybe looking up to push in for another stun. Kata does he expect it? He doesn't have a trinket for it. There's going to be a bunch of DPs. Does get a roar before the mind control comes out, and Kata's just waiting to get some cooldowns back. He does have himself big defense is still available. Incarnation not up for 22 seconds. Barkskin available very, very soon. And he might be able to make some play out of this. I think Cat at some point does need to go for a Wrath or a Lunar Strike. A couple of hits here and there, just so you can get even more damage with those Eclipses. Because Eclipses are pretty important for Druids, and the only way we could do it is by using those base abilities. Lei, I think, missing that Mind Blast for a second. Cat is still sitting in bear form. Bash into Lei for a second, as he goes in for a bit of a self-heal. Big damage coming out. Lei, does he go for Disperse? Gets Disperse the last second. Cyclone coming out. Lei doesn't get any healing from the Disperse in Kata. I think he's going to have it. And then Wrath, stun, Lei goes down. Kata actually outplayed the Shadow Priest when the Incarnation came out. Christina is going to be up next. It's a Feral Druid. That's a whole nother beast. For Kata, this is his biggest challenge right here. It might be an impossible challenge. Does land a cycle into Christina. Christina does not roll a normal trinket. And Kata having to just stag it out of there, bear it out of there. Does go for a bit of a self-heal with Frenzy Regen, as Christina gets himself a re-opener. Disarming Christina, not like it does much. Maybe it does reduce the damage slightly. Trying to see if he can land a Cyclone. No, Skull Bash available for Christina. Does land the regrowth off of that Cyclone, as we're at 34% dampening. For Kata, this is going to be a really tough game. Very, very tough game. Bash onto Christina. That's going to be maybe more regrowths. Actually, look at it. He actually has all his health back up and ready to go. Barskin available. Maybe perfect opportunity for Kata to get some damage back to Christina. Trying to see if he can get a Skull Bash out of him. Starfire loading up. Bash by Christina. Look like he's going to go for big damage here. And I think Kata is really out of options. Does get himself a one, maybe final big heal. Renewal comes out as well with the Frenzy Regen. And Christina so far hasn't been able to crack through him, but Barskin is down. Thorns is down, so I think it's going to be maybe next big go for Christina is going to be probably very, very deadly. And Kata needs to find a way to deal with it. I don't think he has dots anymore into Christina. I think Christina is going to be able to get himself a fresh reset. Does get a reopener onto Kata. Super unfortunate. Big bites. At least he's in bear form for it. And got himself a little bit of a self-heal rolling too. Big heal from Crucible. Big roar onto Christina. Hits him with a disarm. That doesn't really do much, but maybe helps him a little. And Christina popped the thorns. I'm not really sure why. Maybe in case Kata hits him in bear form. Bash to Christina. Kata maybe could go for a Cyclone. Doesn't go into a Cyclone. Has a Barskin available very, very soon. Thorns is up. And Christina is just probably going to burn through those thorns. Kata, not a lot of health reel available. Unless you can get a heal right now, I think it's lights out. Got himself Crucible. Barely any heals. Trying to land a Cyclone. Going to be a bash. Trinkets out of it. And Christina taking him out. And the Shadow Priest, the last one. Reap. Actually, it's like Rip-y Chip. Rip-y Chip. Like Chip and Dale. Last part of his name. I guess we'll call him Rip. Rip gonna get a hit with a rake and rip and a bite. Too perfect. Does get the Skull Bash off, or does get juked on Skull Bash, so Rip is able to get himself a bit of a self-heal. Barks available for Christina. Berserk still available. Lots of damage up, and Rip does go in for a Void Eruption with a Vampiric Embrace. So that's a lot of heals available. As long as Christina has dots for Rip, this is huge. Goes in for a Cyclone on the Shadow Fiend. Does get a reopener onto Rip. Should be big damage for Christina. Does get hit with a stun, and Rip is under a lot of pressure. Maybe this person is going to be up next. This is going to be his last defensive up. Not much you can really do about it. Bash, and right before the Disperse even comes in, he went in for a big damage onto Rip. Not much you can really do in that situation. Kachika with them 3 kills. Kata trying to bring it back for his team, but only so much you can do against a Feral Druid. And everybody in the end played really, really well, man. This movie's insane. Dude, he did really, really good. Really good. I actually have a video on Kata from today. A video on Kata going for a 1v5 came out today, so you guys definitely should peep it. He did go against a lot better classes for him, like Death Knights, which are not really all that mobile. But I mean, he even beat a Paladin, so he did really, really well overall. Alrighty, boys. We get a next one. Thanks for the fun. See you time around. Sounds good, Cat. If you want to pass it to Alex, maybe, or Christina, you're more than welcome to, if they still want to continue playing. But yeah, thank you so much, my guy. Appreciate you. It's always fun having you here. We gotta get Kata here. I don't know if Kata is gonna be gone or not. We'll put Kachuk here. Teppo, I don't think he ever got a group. Atho will Lego group. Here's the leader. Oh, you with Atho? Okay, works out. Athoman versus Lord next. Let's do that. And we go Chrysler versus Jesus. Because Atho was supposed to play against Cat originally. And Lord. Here we go, boys. I'm determined to get my own video. There you go, dude. Just gotta do well. Last one till Shadowlands. Alright, Chrysler. I'll get you in right after. Oh, Tolveron, dude. Not my favorite map, but it's okay. Booms is great, dude. The white cat beat. Beleza, Tibias. There we go, boys. Let's go. Good rooting for him. One place on Horde. Perfect. Yeah, Cat, if you want to be lead for that, man, that's fine. Alex or Christina, if you want to get a group up and running, just real ID me. You're good to go. We know. Switch. Ooh, that's a lot of rogues. Yo, should we have them re-queue? Boys, that's 3 rogues in one team. Normally we have a rule of like only 2 of each class. It's 3 rogues. Guys, should they redo? Real quick. Should they redo? Should team 2 redo? Team of Blue, do they got to redo or no? Because that's a lot of rogues. Do you guys want to see rogues vanishing and stealthing all day? Chat, real quick. Redo, re-roll, or let him play? Let it run or redo? Let him run or redo? Chat, go. Vote real quick. Vote real quick, chat. I need to get, because if you guys let him, I'll let him. Redo. Let him play, please. Redo. I'm seeing a lot of redo. Yo, Obliv, redo the team and drop one of the rogues, man. Redo. Yeah, lots of y'all saying redo. Yeah, Obliv. I'll let you guys go versus Ather real quick. We're gonna re. Hold on. We're gonna re. Too many rogues. We're gonna re. Here we go. I'll let him know. We're gonna redo, boys. So why? So we normally have a rule in the 5v5 1 because we've done a lot of these duels, right? And we found some things that we like, some things we don't in terms of like duels. One thing I think is kind of lame is when you have too many of one class, especially when it's a class like a rogue or class like a paladin, class like a windwalker. So we normally have a rule, no more of 2 of each of same class. Can we go till they find a rogue? I mean, a player. I really want to give Lord a try because I'm pretty sure they'll be able to swap a person out very, very quickly. So, guys, I think it's going to take him about 30 seconds or so, man. Yeah, so normally we have a rule of only 2 of each class. There are some exceptions, like Feral Druids and Boomkins play completely differently. So, having 2 Druids, or 4 Druids, 2 Boomy, 2 Feral, I'm okay with. Warlocks, I feel like, play differently enough where most of you guys are okay, especially if one is Affliction, one is Demonology, one is Gesture. I mean, they all got Fears, Mortal Cores, but they play slightly differently, and they're fun to watch. Mages, sometimes you guys like it, sometimes you don't. I think if it's Arcane Mages, Fire Mages, and Frost, they used to be a lot different. They're more similar now. But like Frost Mages, we don't see a lot of them. So if you got 2 Fire and 1 Frost, most of you guys are okay with it. Hunters, Survival, and Range Hunters are different enough for me, so I usually let them kind of like 2 BM, 1 Survival or something. But like rogues, you don't want to see too many rogues. It's going to be a stealth game all day. It's going to be people vanishing and sitting in stealth until they got their full cooldowns back. 2 rogues, we can do just fine. 3 rogues usually gets a little bit on the more boring side, but most people are okay with doing it too. So I'll let the chat decide on that one. Because sometimes you guys are like, you know what, let them play, whatever, we're fine. And I'm like, okay. But in most cases, if I see that, like I usually ask the chat. The chat, in a sense, usually helps me come up with some of these ideas. Like if somebody uses a honor talent that's kind of weird, like sub-rogues when they were really, really weak, used to use an honor talent of Shadowy Duel, and you guys were like, you know what, let them. They're really weak, let them catch a re-stealth. Because at least, usually they're trying and they do no damage. Now that sub-rogues do damage, don't use Shadowy Duel. Unless you're using it on the person you're dueling, don't use it on like another person of that team. So like, you Shadowy Duel them, and it's basically like a free vanish. You Shadowy Duel somebody who's not dueling to like run away. Kind of like how sub-rogues used to do it on a healer, and then go behind the pillar to catch a re-stealth, land the sap right after. You know what I mean? Like some peekaboo plays. So yeah, I usually let you guys decide. And like Shadow Priest, that's another example. I asked you guys before, are you okay with them using Void Shift where they swap help with somebody who's on their team who's not dueling if the Shadow Priest isn't last? Like Shadow Priest are weak, but he does give them like a competitive edge. You guys were okay with it, so we'll let them do it. But now the Shadow Priest slap, no. You can run Vision, what is it? Conflict and Strife Essence if you want the versatility, but just don't use the ability. And we're good to go, because you don't need it anymore, right? So there are certain things that we do allow to make these duels fun to watch. Not super hyper competitive, but some enough rules that we can like, okay, please don't do it, and people are like cool with that. But yeah, go lock match. Yeah, Lord, as soon as you get one man, we can get you in. I'll give you maybe like 20 seconds, Lord. If we don't get one, we'll get Jesus and Chrysler next. And then we get Atha and you right after. And I guess we can get Chrysler versus Kata. Or Jesus versus Kata. Because those two haven't played either. Alright, Lord. Timer 10. 10 seconds. Wait, shit. Okay, that works too. When it reaches 20. 5V videos, yeah, thank you, Juan, how you, my man? Rip, it's all good, We'll get you guys in right after. Yeah, we'll get you guys in right after. We'll get Chrysler, because he said he's probably not going to be playing after. Last one for BFA, or pre-patch. Chrysler and Jesus. Here we go. Alex got a group, perfect. You and Catalyst are already played, so I'll need to kind of mix you guys up a bit. I'll need to match you guys up a bit. So we'll probably have you versus Jesus or somebody. Wait, Naya? Why is Naya dying? Okay, Naya's dying to something. I don't know what it is. They are getting re-healed. Yo, boys, make sure Naya doesn't die there. What's killing him right now? Some dots and murdering him. Alright, switch. I don't know if we did it earlier. Got ourselves team 1 with Ornosh. Ooh, I do like the Mog. I like that mask you gotta go. I really do like that Mog. Like, I know people hated that Mog. It was a store Mog, but it looks neat. I did hope, like everybody else, that it was maybe from like some kind of a Shadowlands event. But, you know, Chrysler is I really like his signature Mog for a Destro Warlock. We got ourselves Shalt here as a sub-rogue with Kafura. Oh, I like the mustache. Like that hat. Looking like a gentleman. As a Windwalker monk with a staff, that looks awesome. And Tic Tac X is a Windwalker. Retribution Balor versus Death as an Assassination Rogue. We got ourselves Daedra as a Demonology Warlock. Fell build with Nai as a Survival Hunter. Irene is just hanging, kind of floating. And Yandex as a Frost Death Knight. With Death going to be first up. And Chrysler. Assassin versus Destruction Rogue versus Warlock. Good luck and have fun, everybody. I think Death is going to have to maybe wait out. And maybe go for big Blood of the Enemy burst. Has a Mark for Death ready? Did you go for Mark for Death kidney shots immediately or no? I think he tried to go for human racial in between a stun. Wait, is that what happened? Did Death accidentally use human racial already? Actually, no. I think it might be really bad. Cataclysm crashing. Death might need to cloak and vanish out of here. Oh my god. Ooh. Chrysler just coming in with some crazy bursts. Not even giving Nai an opportunity to get an honor duel. He's just gonna use burst while he's got the momentum. Not going for feign death for a second. Manic Bennett is recovering health immediately. And Chrysler is just gonna turn to the pet and Chaos Bolt that thing, fitted a couple of those bolts. Oh my goodness. That was so much damn. Yeah, I think Death might have accidentally pressed human racial. Super unfortunate when that happens. Cataclysm gonna hit Nai from afar. This is a look at the bail away from Chrysler. Dude, those conflags are doing so much damn. It looks like he doesn't go for the roots and conflags anymore. I think he just does for the cremation build. We just get percentage damage. Not even letting Nai get a full pet. That's gonna be a Casable to the face. Nai does have something healing him. This is gonna get himself a turtle with a pet, revive pet immediately. Super unfortunate, dude. There's so much burst though from Chrysler. If it's like Chrysler in a way, kind of squishy too. He's more of a glass cannon, I think now. Trying to see if we can get a shot if you're on corner. Does get it. Gonna be a trinket for Nai. Bike doesn't even hit Chrysler. I think the gateway kind of absorbed the damage from it. Or maybe using the gateway just confused the bike and made it disappear. Stun into Chrysler. Nai finally able to get some damage in on the Warlock, who's gonna wall it as his health is dropping lower. And he's got a more cast for Nai. There's gonna be more flags, get him super low. And Nai does go for a feign death for a second. Chrysler needs to get the immolation up and running immediately. Actually, with this succubus, you see, I don't think he got really get anything going on. That's gonna be the immolation with the incinerate. So you basically got incinerate, immolation, and conflag at the same time to hit. Quite a bit of damn. Who's up next? Is the team is kind of falling apart. Daedra, Warlock v Warlock. All this agility classes, stealthy classes, mobile classes, poison classes. Get them out of there. Bringing a real Warlock to fight a Warlock, dude. Fight fire with literally demon fire, as Daedra is playing the Fell build, or the Shadow build, I guess. Oh, looks like his succubus actually going to be going down very, very early. And that's going to be a free case ball for Cries. Daedra needs a fresh new pet now. Does have a wall rolling. It's going to be a quick summon for his Shavara. Look at to banish, actually, instead drain life from Cries' pet. That's going to be both Warlocks without a wall, which I think is going to be really, really interesting how this is going to go. As Daedra's pet just completely got dumpstered, Cries just committed quite a bit of damage to it. Maybe Cries also playing a zero versatility, all master crit placed. I feel like a lot of you guys are playing something like that. All zero versa and all just master crit. Just got so much damage in you out of nowhere. And Daedra is going to go for a couple shadow bolts off of the succubus. It is going to get a free interrupt. Oh no! Cries are also going to get seduced. Not much you can really do about it, with Daedra getting that stun off of Chrysler with a fiend, and is going to get the pets in there. Chrysler looking to backpedal behind the pillar, as his pets are going to be biting at his ankles. And Daedra was looking to get a banish. I think he did get a banish off on the succubus. Looking to get a fresh new Shavara, and that's going to be Chrysler stopping him with an Infernal, going in for the stun. Banish into Infernal immediately. Chrysler still should have a lot of damage ready. That's going to be Mortal Coil getting thrown by Daedra. The Infernal should be going down anytime soon. Stun on into Chrysler. Daedra could maybe combo into a Tyrant, decides against it. Needs a Shavara, and Chrysler might be able to stop him. Actually, I don't think he's going to be able to. He doesn't have a pet interrupt or anything like that. If Daedra does get a Shavara, maybe Daedra can combine a bunch of pets. Does get the Void of Rachel rolling to the other side. Oh, near the pillar. Might be able to port to it. Still gets enough globals to port to it. Under a lot of pressure, the Immolate is still burning him up quite a bit. And Chrysler looking to get this Immolate spread onto the pets, even going as far as Chaos Bolt and the Succubus. And he might just kill the Succubus, actually. The thing is fully dotted up. Does go down. Daedra needs to resummon another Shavara, perfect material for Chrysler to get some sort of CC chain going. And I think maybe, did Daedra try to go for an interrupt onto the Succubus on his own? Seduce. Daedra's super low. Another conflict is going to be over. Mortal Coil into the Succubus. He's got really not a lot left in him. And that's going to be Chrysler just still continuing to pressure. Chrysler taking him out. With Yandex as a Frost Mage going to be up next. He's coming in with a lot of defensives to deal with Chrysler. Getting a Chaos Bolt to the face for free. Going to be a port for Chrysler as Yandex goes in for a big heal with Transfusion while the Zot Trinket is up. AMS still ready for rotation. Mortal Coil into Yandex. Can't really break out of it. Free big Chaos Bolt with Stun from Shadow Fury. Yandex could go for a IBF. Looks like he goes in for IBF, AMS, everything. And a big port available for Chrysler. Gets away from line of sight, and it looks like the grip does not go through. It looks like he did use the grip, but he just didn't do anything. Is it because a wall maybe? I think it's because Chrysler might have had a wall. If wall prevents you from being able to be moved while knockbacks, then I think that's what did it. But I don't think that's how it works. Maybe it's because Yandex somehow had him in a root or something, or slow, or Chain of Ice. I remember there used to be a thing, like if you hit him with Chain of Ice and you can't grip him. It was a little weird. Yandex, though, not really looking all that good in terms of defensive. Still has a plenty of a health bar, but that Infernal might turn the health bar around. Dropping down magic and anti-magic zone with Transfusion available. Should be able to get a lot of heals. Maybe it has Lichborn still available. It also still has Death Pack. Looking to get an interrupt on the Chrysler. Does not get an interrupt on the Fear. Zot Trinket coming up. Absorbs a good portion of the Chaos Bolt, but not all of it. And Chrysler has more Instacast ready. Fear onto Yandex. Doesn't have Lichborn to break out of it. That's going to be a lot of his health necrotic out. AMS absorbing a good portion of that Chaos Bolt. Better than the Zot Trinket did. And Yandex still looking to get a lot of pressure. Might be able to go for a double stun. Succubus CC comes out to prevent him from being able to go for a lot of damage. Interrupt it. Try to interrupt the stun. Does not get to. That's going to be Cataclysm onto Yandex. More conflict rates needed for Chrysler to end this duel. More incinerates are flowing. It looks like Chrysler does take him out. And Uranus is going to be last up. It looks like Fury is running with him. Maybe he's seeing that, oh shit. Chrysler is looking like he's actually might go for 1v5 or maybe goes down to Uranus here. Going to be a big gateway for Chrysler in the opener before he's even able to land a Immolate onto the Unholy Death Knight. We are at the 7-minute mark. for this duel, boys. 13% dampening, still plenty of healing, but we now are down to the 2 glass cannons of this build. Uranium is probably still running the same Blood of the Enemy playstyle. Could be an opportunity for him to score a kill and then maybe continue dueling the rest of Team Chrysler. Is going to be sending the pets in there, actually empowering the pets, and Chrysler, look at you just blow the pets. Look at the pet damage. Chrysler, I mean, with 50% dampening, he does limit the pet pretty quickly. But that pet, like the more damage it did, the worse it was going to get. Uranium is summoning a full, fresh new pet. That's going to be a Succubus CC that hits him. I think maybe Lichborn might be able to get him out of the Succubus CC. Or is this not? It looks like it's going to be Chrysler getting that immolate onto Uranus, porting away, maybe sneaking in, and that's going to be a Mortal Coil perfect here for him to get instant cast. Double conflag just does so much damage. He has to be running cremation build. Just cremating Uranus while he's still alive. Stunned by the unholy DK. Chrysler does trinket out of it. Does Chrysler have Infernal very, very soon? Big blood of the enemy coming out. Chrysler does wall this. Uranus needs a lot of healing. The Infernal does come in. That's going to be pets versus pets. Uranus is looking for that quick health pickup anywhere he can get it. Anti-magic zone needs to come out right now if he is looking to survive this. Does get himself Lichborn. Maybe an interrupter cancel, but looks like Chrysler taking them all out. 5 kills by Chrysler, back to back on all of them. As we hit in the 8-minute mark, Chrysler just obliterating the competition. Very well done. Very well done. Yo, did they buff cremation build or something? They must have, right? Because it did so much damage with it. Just double. He doesn't even go for the root play anymore. Remember how Desert Warlocks used to go for the roots? He doesn't even do that anymore. He just goes in for damn. Oh my god, that was insane. That was a nutty, nutty duel. Alright, Lord. Arthur, ready? Perfect. SLEU 45-ish, 6s, 7. Okay, beautiful. Alex got to play. We got Chrysler. Jesus. I'll see which one of you is ready. I don't know. I think it looked like Chrysler said that he's done after this. If Chrysler isn't done, we'll get Chrysler versus Kata. If not, then Jesus. Etherman, Lord. Here we go. Up next, boys. Still as a caster's winning. Nice. Yo, I mean, you got... What do you mean, like, standing still as a caster's winning? I mean, casters have to stand still and cast, right? Imagine if the Warlock could also move while casting. I think that would be even nuttier. I mean, even nuttier, dude. That was some crazy Destro action. That was pretty good. I feel like it's been a while since we had a Destro Warlock really blasted. But they're still good. They just don't have the same, like, big corruption, massive chaos balls the whole time. You know what I mean? It's a little bit different. Alrighty, boys. Let's get another one up. And let me get some water real quick. Alright, I believe. Awesome. Glad you could swap a guy out. Switch. We got ourselves a bit of a mix-up on Atherman's team. We got ourselves Chucky Docky. He played before as a sub-rogue. We got ourselves a Draenei Paladin. White Wolfie with Atherman leading the charge. It looks like it's going to be copy out first, though, with Alistar, the Unholy Death Knight versus Team 1 with Obliv. Going to be first up. On his team, we got ourselves Aurelian. Yo, really purple. Looks kind of cool. We got ourselves Sweaty Sock. Sweaty Sock, is that what the name is? With Dua and Fessy. Copy is going to be first up versus Obliv, playing that enhancement. And versus Obliv, it's going to be a bit of a tough one. One thing Copy does have advantage of is every time Obliv going to go for combustion, he can purge it. If Obliv doesn't get too many cooldowns in. And if Copy can deal with it, maybe like wall it, start purging immediately, get Obliv's cooldowns off, he'll have an advantage, I think. And Copy does have Maelstrom, which cannot be... you can't really do much about Maelstrom. Copy, though, playing the Earth Shield, I think Obliv can actually steal the Earth Shield, can he? He might be able to steal the Earth Shield, unless they made it so you can't spell steal that. Polymer front to Copy, not much you can really do. Expecting to check out our Copy. And that's going to be G-Pie. Unless Copy maybe Grinding Totem this? Yeah, not going to happen. No combustion just yet. Copy did have to play defensively. Obliv could blink. That's going to be that interrupt of the copy, exactly what he wanted. That's going to be maybe big damage. Purge needs to come out for copy. Does go for a CC onto Obliv, purging him as much as possible. Does he get a combustion off? Maybe almost. There's too many bullets onto Obliv. Finally gets the combustion off. And copy is still alive. Goes in for Ascendance. Perfect opportunity to do a lot of damage. Obliv taking lots of bursts out of him. Big elemental blast. And that's going to be Obliv surviving it. I think that wasn't even cauterized. I think it was Ultra Time. Eyes block comes out for Obliv. I think it was cauterized, but I think there was Ultra Time used somewhere in there. And copy popping off the elemental is going to be able to do some damage to Obliv. Wait, does Frost and Fire get Ultra Time later? Actually, I think Frost and Fire might get it later. So I don't know if Obliv actually has Ultra Time at all. I could be wrong about it. Big breath into copy. Trying to land a polymorph. Copy is going to take the damage for a bit. Obliv still has those images and looks like Obliv is just looking to get the hell out of there. Copy is giving him a run for the money. Combustion burst is exactly all he needed. And copy didn't really let him have the full version of it. Copy on the other side with the Earth Elemental needs to somehow get a slow onto Obliv. Without a grinding totem, it's a little bit tough. And Obliv just waiting for his cooldown to be back up. So copy should have a wall every time the combustion is up, unless somehow he messes up. Copy no longer with a trinket. I don't really know what he trinketed. And that was a lot of burst out of the shaman as well. Dustblade Grounding Totem, actually. I can see it right here. It Dustblade Grounding Totem. Didn't use it there for that G-Pie. I don't know if he actually could have used it like at the last second of the G-Pie. Right while it's in midair. But he does have Grounding Totem, so it might help him versus Obliv and Burst. If you can Grounding Totem maybe a Poly, or if you can Grounding Totem a G-Pie. Breath by Obliv is going to go to Repoly. No deal. Oh my god. Actually, it was so... It felt like he just did it. He just did the Breath Poly play. That's going to be big old Meteor. Does Obliv go for big combustion? He doesn't have it. Copy taking lots of damage. Does Obliv blink in? And Copy dropping down the totem. Obliv could maybe blink in aggressively. I don't think he wants to. He's going to play it super defensively. He's going to do as much damage and take his hits where he can. With the Breath and the Poly. Stun Totem next to Obliv. Does stun him, and Copy might be able to do some damage. Blinking away from the Nova. Tried to interrupt him on a polymorph. Wasn't able to. Does Copy maybe go for grounding? Grounding has been used at some point, it looks like. Obliv does Copy doesn't sit in the polymorph for too long at all. That's going to be G-Pie. Copy's going to take that hits to the face. Probably going to be combustion out of Obliv. Breath onto Copy. Combustion is available. Copy better be trying to purge it. Does he have the wall for the spell? Wallet trying to get himself as much self-healing. Does purge the combustion off. Obliv is actually kind of naked right now. Copy looking to get some damage. Obliv, I think he might be going down. If Copy can get one more big hit, maybe a lightning bolt from afar. Does he get it? He does not. Probably needs to get some kind of a totem onto Obliv. Maybe like a slow totem to catch up to the guy. He's so close. Obliv looking to catch up as much heals as possible. On Copy looking to stay on him. Breath into a polymer from Obliv is going to be able to get away. Almost got that interrupt off. Somehow that breath broke. That's going to be G-Pie. No Meteor this time. Obliv is just continuing to run. And Copy is going to take hits to the face. Ring of Frost for Obliv. Copy could push up right now. Actually going to play it defensively. 4 minutes into this duel. Obliv sitting down to get some food. And it looks like that's going to be Images slowing down Copy. Having to stay in Ghost Wolf. And Obliv looking like he's going to be okay. Breaths are going to be available anytime now. Polymorph onto Copy. Blinking away. Meteor available with his G-Pie. So that could be huge hits together. Meteor, G-Pie, Pyros, Crucible. And Copy now has to play it defensively. It's a lot of back and forth, but I feel like Copy still might be able to stand a chance here. Obliv has a good position. But whenever Copy goes in for a big purge spree, he really can get a lot of pressure onto Obliv, just purging a lot of the buffs off of Obliv, all those shields, doing damage to his health bar. It's insanely strong. Although Obliv can get the shield in 2 ways. He can put it on or blinking. Blinking gives him a shield. Breath onto all those wolves. If those wolves can break out of the breath, looks like the wolves are not attacking Obliv. Copy, I don't know if he has a way to like control the wolves or not. G-Pie is going to hit Copy. The wolves are attacking. Should be able to do some damage. If he can somehow destroy the shield, if purge the shield off while the wolves attack Obliv, it could be quite a bit of health damage. We are at 2% dampening. It's a really close duel. This is tense. I agree. This is a tense duel. Like, I love both of these guys. I don't want them both to win. But seeing like the Enhancement Shaman and the Fire Mage is kind of going back and forth like this is so nerve-wracking. Obliv maybe going to go for a big combustion play here, potentially. Lots of damage to Copy. Doesn't go for combustion, sending out Phoenix Flames. Obliv does have Ice Block. He doesn't have Cauterize for 37 seconds. Copy is going to recover in health, maybe, unless Obliv goes in for a Blink Interrupt. He's always nearby. I think trying to put Copy on edge. Always trying to put Copy on edge. Breath into Poly. Always landing those breath into Polys. Not a lot you can really do about it. It looks like maybe Obliv. Big combustion. Nope, actually getting interrupted as Copy trinket out of the poly. Stun totem next to Obliv, gets it with a stun. Doesn't stay that long, trinkets out of it actually. Copy should be able to purge a lot from Obliv. Nova, Copy does break out of it with a Spirit Walk. That's going to be images available for Obliv. Breath onto Copy. Copy goes in for big burst. Combustion available for Obliv. Copy does Wally. Grounding totem. Obliv actually suck a lot of pyros back into the grounding. Sundering onto Obliv. Ice blocks it. Copy. They're actually able to continue doing damage as Obliv busts out of the ice block. Cauterize is available. Obliv still has plenty of ways for him to deal with it. Continue to take whatever buffs he can off of Copy. Safeguard trinket proc for Copy. Not a lot of health available. Actually, Master can take him out. It does go down to the Fire Mage Mastery. Obliv just had to wait and hold his time and get really aggressive when he found his opportunity. 6 minutes 50 seconds of a duel of just back and forth, and it was so close. I really think if Copy just, I don't know, I feel like if there's just one thing that happened for Copy, like one ability crit, or he just did something, one thing differently, I think it would have been a whole nother story. Big blood of name coming out for White Wolfie as a paladin, popping off wings. With blood of the enemy paladin with wings, that should be a lot of damage, but it looks like Obliv took a lot of that in Strife and didn't really feel much pressure from it. Drop it down Ring of Frost, and White Wolfie's wings should be gone in a moment or two. That was an interesting blood of the enemy play, but it looks like it didn't pay off. Well, the bubbles, he went in for the literally immunity with the biggest burst possible, probably hoping that he's going to do the biggest hits. Big meteor coming down, pyros onto White Wolfie. He does get himself Shield of Vengeance. Looking for those flashlights. Obliv playing very conservative with that blink, which is a good move. Very good move. White Wolfie still holding on to Shield of Vengeance. Got himself, if he has playing Vision Perfection, he might be in a good spot, because he's still gonna get wings, he's still gonna get a lot of bursts. Obliv Combustion coming up very soon. He's gonna sink a G-Pie into White Wolfie. Probably hit a couple Fire Blasts afterwards. Fires come in. White Wolfie down. Oh! G-Pie gives him an opening, sending in a massive Crucible, a couple Fire Blasts into a Pyro. It is good to go, and Athaman just kind of backpedaling out of there versus Obliv. We'll see if Athaman has a bit of a different time with Obliv. Maybe this Paladin will have a slightly different play versus him. Maybe he'll have more luck as two friends in the battlefield greet each other. Alrighty, as much of an auto deal as it is 8 minutes. It is 23% dampener. That's going to be a polymorph to Atha. Obliv going to be able to go for big combustion if he wants to. Could go for big combustion if he needed. He's going to repoly Atha with a G-Pie cast right afterwards. Maybe Meteor to follow. Meteor is available. Combustion coming out. Not playing Rune of Power this time. Not playing Rune of Power. I didn't see that drop this time. Athaman, Shield of Vengeance is getting procced. Big damage into Obliv. Continue to do damage into a Hodge. Obliv trinkets out of it. That's going to be a breath onto Atha. Try to know him. Maybe Hand of Freedom available for Atha. Should be lots of pressure. Big hammer hanging over Obliv's head. Could maybe blink. Does have images. Images should be able to absorb that hammer too. Yes, it looks like one of the images did absorb a good portion of that hammer. I think 20%. Big damage coming out of Atha. Either way, both of them are super low actually. Trying to maybe land a polymorph to Atha. Does he land a blink on him? Gonna be Cauterize coming out for Obliv. Athaman, if he gets interrupted right now, it could be really bad for him. Looks like he bubbles it just to make sure he doesn't get interrupted. Bubbles it just to get a flashlight or two. Because Obliv could take him out. Athaman doesn't want to get surprised with a Fire Mage burst. It's going to be a flashlight. Breath by Obliv into a Ring of Frost. Looks like he is going to be able to land the ring. Athaman lands a Hodge. Obliv blinks out of it. And unless Athaman has anything, I think it's going to be lights out. Meteor with Crucible. Yeah. That's a really nutty combo. Meteor, G-Pie all together collapsing. That's a lot of damage in a really short combo. Chucky up next with a bike onto Obliv. Shadow striking him out of there. That's something. That's a sub-rogue taking him out in just a one-shot. Very similar to kind of the one-shots people were able to do early in the beta with double trinket. And Felly is going to be up next. Also sub-rogue landing a blind into Chucky. I think use a human racial out of the kidney shot. He has no ways out of this. Next kidney shot is going to be pretty bad for him. Facey did commit a Mark for Death kidney shot. I don't think he's going to have Mark for Death. Does hit him with a Shadow Stick evasion available for Chucky immediately. Kidney shot onto Facey, who is going to human racial out of it. Evasion for evasion. Chucky getting a blind into Facey. Facey could trinket out if he wants to. He does not. Next kidney shot out of Chucky. Could get a trinket out of Facey. Didn't get a sap off. Gonna be kidney shot from Facey. Going in for damage. Does he have enough here? Is gonna be eviscerate. Second eviscerate, maybe. Cheap shot. Should have it. And Alistar, the unholy death net, should be up next. Versus Facey. Hit him with a. I think he hit him with some dots. Hit him with a. Did he even? Hold on. It looks like he didn't. I think he dropped down Death and Decay, but he didn't hit him with any kind of dots. Maybe Facey vanished. I think Facey did vanish at the end of it. I think that's what happened. Alistar, then Unholy DK. Who wins this actually? Unholy DK or Sub Rogue? I feel like normally it'd be Unholy DK, unless the Sub Rogue plays really, really cheesy. But I think with how strong Sub Rogues are, and how much glass cannon-y Unholy feels, at least in the pre-patch, I feel like Sub Rogue actually wins this. But we'll see. Maybe Alistar will turn it around. Maybe he knows the trick or two. Maybe he knows the plays. Facey taking the sweet time. I think he's just waiting for cooldowns at this point. 43 seconds until evasion is up. Alistar might as well go pick up the eye and look for the rogue. I think it might be a good idea. 2 eyes are available. 12 minutes into this duel. Dampening is just going to get higher and higher. You probably want to hit the rogue before he gets all his cooldowns. So maybe looking for the rogue. Second your pets onto the rogue. And try to kind of pinch your maneuver the rogue. Might be a good idea. He's waiting. Only 20 seconds on an evasion. And 45 seconds on the shadowy blades. Maybe that's going to play against what Alistar is trying to do here. Maybe that'll help him, that weight. You never really know. I feel like that weight helps the rogue tremendously. Going to be IBF, AMZ. Up for Alistar to take a bit of damage, and Facey just looking to get out of there without even having to burn a vanish. Focus Shadows. Looks like the pet is still going to attack him. That's going to be a vanish. I don't know if he got a dots on him or not. Looks like he might have. No, with the Cloak of Shadows, there's no way. And Death and Decay is right outside of the Death and Decay. Yeah, Alistar hanging out right next to the eye. Thinks about maybe picking it up. Should probably pick it up. Doesn't pick it up until super late. Kidney shot comes out for the rogue. Trinkets out of the kidney. Got a bit cheap shot. Facey. Does he have the big damage to follow? Stun to Facey. Trinkets out immediately. Alistar goes in for AMS, but he gets physical damage from the rogue. Not much you can do. And Facey taking him out. Yeah, I feel like that was a really good play by Obliv there. Also, really, really good play by Copy as well. Very close duel there. Obliv coming in with 3 kills back to back to back, man. Just burning right through people. Pretty freaking awesome. But with the Unholy DK, definitely should have picked up the eye, because you have all your cooldowns, the rogue doesn't. Especially if you have add-ons to track cooldowns, right? And you have an undead pet, which can be sapped by the rogue. So if you figure out where the pet is, you can kind of pincer maneuver the rogue in. You and the pet gonna get him out. And you're always gonna be able to get him out of there. Alright, boys, let's get another duel up and running. Chrysler, ready? Gonna let the others play? Alright, we'll get Chrysler versus Catalysator. Kata, and we'll get us Jesus versus Alex. Or maybe we gotta switch out Jesus and Jesus and Lolor play each other? I don't know if they did. Alex and Atho haven't played each other in a bit. I think we'll do this, then we'll do this, then we'll do this. Yeah, we'll do those combos. EU 45, 46, 47, 48. Beautiful. Yeah, I got 1 kill every time I'm gonna die. Yo, William, that's a start right there, man. You gotta start there and figure out what to do afterwards. I think it's partially about pacing your cooldowns, though. You gotta learn how to pace your CDs. Like, you gotta basically fight off the first person with expectations you're gonna be going after the next. So if you're someone who throws in a lot of CDs in the beginning, you know at that point, like, the next person you're going up against, you're gonna have that advantage. But if you temper the duel a little over time, is it possible for one more game, or was that less when you think, no, Lord, we can do more. We'll do more. We'll do more, my guy. Shout out to you, Dalaran. Your commentary in these duels is just brilliant. Thanks for the continued statement. Thanks so much. Really, no way. I feel like that I should have been like, really? No way. Thank you. Thanks so much, my guy. Appreciate you. Your name was a perfect setup for a joke, but I'm just so honed into the duels. As soon as I start reading chat, I forget how to speak. I'm trying to use all my non-speech impediment speech into the duels, dude, as best as I can. Switch. I was afraid to get burned down by Obliv. It's all good, my dude. Yeah, man, it's gonna happen sometimes. Not much you can really do about it. Okay, cool, Kren. Sounds good. Kren is going to be updating the rules on the Discord, by the way, so it's awesome. I'll need to repeat it again, see if we can go over all the other rules. I'll probably add a couple more things in there. But yeah, it's a start. Alrighty. Switch. What do we got? Team 1. We got ourselves Team Kata as a booming, switching up his manga a little bit. We got ourselves Reap. We got ourselves Necros with Talarian on arms. And it looks like Alfuera is going to be first up. What's up, Alfuera? Where's the Team 1 with Kreiser? But Kreiser's going to go last. Ornach, I think, is a Frost Mage. Arcane is going to play first. M6 in here as well. We got ourselves Shalt here and Kefura as a Windwalker Monk. Popping off Karma really early. Where's Alfuera? Is gonna bail out of there. That's a big defensive being used by Kefura. Still holding on to the win, looking for that leg sweep. I think he's trying to close in, and it's gonna be Alfuera getting a couple of those lances from above. Freebie damage onto Kefura gets away from him for a minute. I really do wonder how the Demon Hunter meta is gonna change up going to the expansion. That's gonna be big blades onto Kefura while he's stunned. Is that gonna be the big damage now? Those blades dropping big damage to Kefura with a big annihilate, taking them out. 2 hits back to back, Alfuera. With Demon Hunters is kind of feeling a little bit on the down low with these recent changes going into Shadowlands. A lot of Demon Hunters tell me, man, I'm really not feeling the same way, you know what I mean? I'm feeling kind of weird. I'm feeling not as effective. Just there's something missing. Hopefully when the Covenant stuff comes in, Demon Hunters feel a little bit better once Legionaries are also in as well. There's a lot of the corruptions as the catch-up mechanism to everybody in the class. The borrowed power is gone. But some Demon Hunters in these duels in particular do really well. And Farah generally has had pretty good track record. But Ornach looking to turn that around for him. Going in for a big touch of the magic. A big shrink, big burst coming out. But that's going to be a stun by Alfuera. That's going to be a big ultra time for Ornach as a Dressing got stricken. Does connect for Alfuera. Slowed down completely. Can't really do much against these slows. Looking to get maybe interrupts onto Ornach. Looking to get as many dispels on him as possible. A big eye beam starting up. That's going to be Ornach interrupting it. And Alfuera's roots and slows are going to be his biggest enemy. One thing Alfuera can't really do against Ornach effectively here is going to be really tough to do. Is using rain from above. Flying up in the air, Ornach means basically a free target up in the air. Can't interrupt you, can't do anything, can't stun you. All he can do is blast you with that one fell lance ability, which is effective, but to some extent. Ice block coming out for Ornach as he sees the glaives join in for Alfuera. Don't really know if those glaives do a lot of damage or not. I don't see a lot of Demon Hunters play it. Ornach breaking out of the ice block just to get some slows into Alfuera, kiting him around, doing a bit of damage here, a bit of damage there. The hit and run playstyle helps him out a lot, but Alfuera does still have Crucible for self heals. While he got Crucibles, he should be okay for a bit. Stun into Ornach. Does he have the big damage? I-Beam does come out, trying to drop in the glaives, and Ornach bails out of it with Temporal available. Tempering the damage a little bit. And Ornach, if he does have a short... does Ornach have Shimmer, or does he have normal blinks? If he has normal blinks, then he has the Alter Time, shorter cooldown, which could be really good for Arcane Mages and Duels. Alfuera does play the Honor Talent where the Imprisoned is full. It doesn't break your damage. Ornach roots him with some missiles. Lots of damage. Alfuera actually having to go up in the air to get some line of sight away from Ornach. Super unfortunate for him. Missiles for free. Alfuera might just go down here. Not much you can do. Yeah, once you go in the air, you're a sitting duck. Actually, nothing you can do about it. Actually, nothing you can do. Kata is going to be up next as a Balance Druid. Going to try to see if he can play up against the Arcane Mage with the dots. Boomy versus Arcane. Actually, in the sense, Arcane versus Arcane. 2 Arcane users. It's going to be as close as we can with 2 Arcane users. Double Crucible get thrown in for Kata. Missiles chasing the Druid though, which is freebie damage for Ornach. He does have Crucible to heal himself twice. His camera is a little bit bugged because he was mounted up and then he blinked while mounted, which sometimes breaks the camera, but that's okay. Touch of the Magic available for Ornach. Almost eating a silence. I don't think he actually got silence. I think he finished his cast and then the beam came up. So he was able to get the full cast off. And looks like Cat had taken a lot of those missiles damage. If Ornach maybe just continued the full missiles back to back, that might have been huge. And Ornach is the one taking lots of dot damage right now. Look at those stars falling. Moonfire, Sunfire doing damage. The stars are falling, doing quite a bit. Especially whenever Kata can enter into a Eclipse. Trinket for that bash. Kata goes in for Incarnation. Ornach having to go for a Temporal. That's going to be a little bit of the damage tempered. Going for that Invis to give himself even more damage reduction. Images are up. And I think images are going to die to the stars falling, maybe? If there's a star that's going to fall. Kata is, yeah, are they disappearing for stars? Star? No, it looks like the images don't disappear from stars. Do they just give you 20% damage reduction then from dots? Oh no, they do. Yes, they do. Unless Kata is the one taking them out. It is hard to call. That was hard to tell what happened there. Ornash still in the game though. Arcane Missiles getting interrupted on Arcane. But Kata is in no position to really push up and get aggressive to take advantage of that interrupt. Ran into a wall there for a second, but okay. Ornash caught up on a bit of food, trying to go for a big touch of the magic. Does he get the big burst? Because Kata doesn't have anything really left. Arcane Missiles are flying. Kata is going to take a lot of those hits. Goes in for a feral frenzied regeneration immediately. Bash on to Ornash for a sec. Barskin available in case Ornash goes in for big damage. Does get himself a temporal shield up. And goes in for maybe a quick invis. Not the big invis, but the group mass invis. Trying to give himself ability to reposition. Blink into Kata. And it looks like he maybe is playing Shimmer. I want to say he is playing Shimmer. Because it looked like he blinked in and then went for missiles very, very quickly. Otherwise, that blink would have taken a global. Kata catches him, almost catches a restyle. Looks like some kind of a dot keeps him out in the open. Trying to get some dots back up into Ornash. Silencing him on that arcane. Does he have any damage to follow up? I think he went in a bear, maybe trying to go for a roar. He wasn't able to get a roar off though. And Ornash and Kata are still just kind of playing with one another. A bit of missiles here, a bit of dots there. And Kata doesn't really have any opportunity to get any rats or anything. Big stream of missiles flying in Kata. Ornash somehow just found the procs and it was a lot of free damage onto the Boomy. As Ornash gets himself another shield. Touch of the Magi available. Does Kata have a re-opener for it? He doesn't have an interrupt or anything. Try to see if he could Barskin through this damage. Ornash does land missiles on him. The Barskin should keep him alive. Touch of the Magi doesn't really do the most amount of damage. But that was a nice setup either way. And Kata should be able to get himself a heal or two. Ornash should be able to steal those heals if necessary. More missiles procs. Is he getting those procs? Actually doing quite a bit of amount of damage to Kata. But does recover behind the pillar. We are at the 6 minutes, or actually 7 minutes, 30% dampening, boys. It's going to be maybe a harder game for Kata if it comes down to higher dampening. If Ornash can somehow survive, even though he doesn't really heal himself too much. If Ornash can somehow survive this, Kata is going to have a harder time self-healing. Because Ornash, with Ice Block, he does have immunities. There's quite a lot of defenses to play with, and Kata goes in for an Incarn, and then goes an Ice Block. As Kata does go for a couple rats here and there. Might as well generate more Starfire or Star Power. Star Surge? Fury? Whatever the research for Boomies is, I always get it wrong. Star Power? No. It's not Star Power. That sounds like a Guitar Hero thing. Big Missile still hitting, and Kata just unable to make anything out of this incarnation. That's a 30-second duration of an ability. He's really unable to do much about it. Looks like a lot of it came to waste. Not like he needs incarnation for big bursts and get a lineup on damage special with Ornash and the dot playstyle that Kata can go for with Stars, Moonfire, Sunfire. But that was a pretty big cooldown just down in the gutter. Not much you can really do about it. Ornash trying to go for more missiles. Does Kata get the big burst to follow after? Going for the Star Surge. Barskin available. Ornash does have alter time. Should be able to alter some of this damage. And I think maybe even it's not a good idea to heal yourself with alter time, because I'm pretty sure your health bar comes back to where it was. So if you alter time, you heal, you alter. Do you lose that health? As you did go for a Crucible defensively. And we want to make sure he doesn't get surprised with a big Star Surge out of nowhere. We are at the 8 minutes duel with 22% dampener, boys. It's been going for this long. Trinket coming out for Ornash to try to go for a big invis. Actually, it looked like big invis into a mass invis right after. And Ornash is kind of low in health. If Kata just lets the dots do their work and somehow can break through the shield, Ornash will just take damage to the face. Temporal? He does go down. Eventually, the dots do take him out. The Moonfire, Sunfire, and those stars just add enough pressure. Where Boomies actually have dots. Like Moonfire and Sunfire alone, not much damage. But with the stars, not bad. Shalltier goes in for big bursts of the Kata, who Barskins it. Trying to go for a bit of a heal. Thorns are available. Shalltier, Cloak of Shadows being used really early. So for Kata, you think he gets some kind of a dot damage going? Burst damage going? He might be able to do something. Popping back at a bear form. Thorns is still active. Still Shadow Blades available for Shalltier with evasion to follow. And Shalcha does not have anything. Incarnation available for Kata. Getting those dots of the Shalcha. There's going to be 1 Star Surge in Shalcha under a lot of pressure. Crucible to follow. Trick it out of the Boomy. And so Bash and Shalcha has nothing left here. Rats available for Kata. Taking out the Rogue handily. From the mage into the Rogue. It looks like Dampen is so high up he might just be able to do it. M6 is going to be up next. Looking like he's lagging a little bit actually. Lagging a lot to be honest. Dropping down double Crucible into Kata. He did go in for the big old Avatar Warbreaker dress, but I think he missed a lot of the damage on Kata. It was hard to tell. He had a turkey form for a second there. And M6 looking like I had to mount up to catch up to Kata. After all this time, Blade storming. Is Kata able to get all the dots up and running onto M6 Reflect available? Kata is going to reflect, I think, one of those dots to him, to himself. Fear onto Kata. M6 does not want to hit into those thorns. Kata, Barskins, not really sure if he needed to. M6 does poke out, seeing a Barskin almost like he was ready to attack, but then he decides against it. Knocking the warrior back for a second, leaping right in. He actually could get him really close to an execute. M6 has opportunity here. Big Crucible doing quite a bit of damage to Kata. As he drops down a banner, preventing himself from being CC'd too much. And Kata just bailing out of there, dude. Big bear, big roar. And that's going to be charged for M6 into a disarm. Super unfortunate. Kata might be able to do some damage here. Trying to get the dots up and running into M6. It does reflect, I think, Moonfire or a Sunfire. And M6 is going to be under a lot of pressure. Parry available. Trying to deal with the dots. Still in defensive stance though. Maybe with parry and all the Avatar, he should go into battle stance. But as thorns come up, he wants to do none of that. Deal with none of it. But you got dots on you, you got stars falling on you. Literally, Kata is making wishes left and right, shooting, getting all the stars to fly on you. You got thorns in a big old bear. M6 better make a play ASAP. Are you playing he's eating. Okay, I was thinking for a second, you know what I was thinking? He's in defensive stance, so it wouldn't make sense. But I was thinking he was playing second win for some reason. Wouldn't work because he's in defensive stance. Second win and defensive stance are in the same row. So he's catching up with food. Kata getting some of those dots. M6 charges right in. That's going to be disarmed still. The dress does not need a weapon. Big Crucible onto Kata as he does go for a Warbreak, which sets up the mastery. It's going to be big Avatar ready, sharpened blade available. Looking to throw another Crucible in, reflect as he goes behind the pillar. M6 is under a lot of pressure, but has a lot of damage available. And Kata is able to recover. M6 maybe should have. This might have been a moment where M6 maybe should have just went aggressive, got out of defensive stance, went to battle stance with that Avatar, and then continued the pressure into Kata because he had a lot of good damage. He had a lot of pressure. Maybe he should have just went aggressively in there. Drop defensive stance, do 20% more damage because you literally give yourself by 20% damn when you sit in defensive stance as a warrior. So warriors could do a lot of damage. It's just they choose not to because... And you might just have to do it. The Madman is trying it. Thorns, disarm. Worst opportunity for that. Very, very unfortunate. M6 still continuing to self-heal as best as possible. Looks like he's lagging quite a lot. As it looked like he was trying to go for some damage, and the Typhoon and the knockback was a little bit delayed. That didn't happen at the same time. And M6 trying to get some food. No more Thorns in Kata. Trying to Blaze Storm out of it. I think the dots have you. Unless you can somehow get yourself a defensive, I think the dots have you. Ignore pain is the only thing that will save you, but even then, I don't think so. Kata taking M6 out. He was lagging quite a bit. So, that is unfortunate. Not much you can really do out of it. It was lagging quite a bit. Oh, God. Camera, I forgot I could do that. Kaiser versus Kata. I don't really know if a Boomkin can do much in this situation. I think Kata has played super well. We are at 51% dampening. I don't know if he could do much against the Destro Warlock, though. Especially with an Infernal at this high dampening. Maybe he will. Thorns available for Kata. That is going to be the pet that can interrupt him. Mortal Call into Kata. Kesbolt's flying. Doesn't have a trinket for this one. It's going to be Infernal cashing in. And then Crazy going in for his bunch of insta-casts. And Kata's still sitting in bear form, trying to tank up this damage as best as possible. Renewal was used. Barskin is up. Maybe another Frenzy Regeneration getting used here. I think he's just trying to wait out until the Infernal is out. Trying to go for an interrupt or for a heal. Looks like the interrupt was not used by Chrysler, or he missed the interrupt. Kata is going lower and lower in health the longer this duel goes on. Does catch himself one more Frenzy Regen. That might give him enough health and opportunity to live this. Bastard to Chrysler. Trying to go for some damage. Chrysler dotted up. Does Chrysler just die to the dots? Maybe not. Because the boom used to be there for the stars to fall, but the Moonfire and Sunfire do tick. If the Starfall was still there from the Boomkin, I think that might have been the end. But Chrysler does survive it. That was quite a lot of damage here, boys. Quite a lot of damage for the both of them. and Chrysler barely survived it. If the stars kept falling, I think it would have been Kato's win. But without the stars, it's not enough damn. Because in a way, I would say the dots are like this. Moonfire and Stormfire are a little bit behind Starfall. Last time I checked in the beta. At level 60, so maybe this is different for pre-patch. I haven't really played Boom that much in pre-patch. But it's almost like a 30V damage. But it's Starfall is always a little bit more. Or Shooting Stars, not Starfall. But next is going to be Necros. And it looks like he's going to give Chrysler as much of an honor duel as he can. There's not really much Chrysler can do. For a self-heal, does somehow see Necros. Did he pick up the eye for it? He didn't, so maybe Necros came out of stealth for a second. Chrysler at least able to get an opportunity to get the opener onto the rogue. And he's going to pour it away. Necros taking a bit of the dot damage with the Cloak of Shadows approaching close to Chrysler. Does go for a gateway. Necros does get the Shadow Step. Cheap shot on the Chrysler. Not much you can really do in this situation unless Mortal Coil is available. Chrysler looking for the Mortal Coil. Doesn't get it. Not much you can do in that situation. Not much you can do. And Kata going in with those 3 kills. It was hard fought 3 kills, but he did earn them. I felt like he earned them. Also, lots of healing for this man right now. Very well played, boys. Very well played for everybody, man. Arms is basically an arena spec. They do have some potential for duels, though. They do have some potential for duels. But it's tough. You have to make the right calls of when to go aggressive and take out defensive stance and when to stay in defensive stance. It's a bit of a... And you also have to play the sword and board, especially against other melee. So you have to get the shield out sometimes, because that will block quite a lot of attacks. That was a rough one, boys. Let's get another one going, yeah? Atheman ready? Do we play some matches? Yes, we do. I think we have you versus Alex, if Alex is ready. And then we can get ourselves Lord versus Jesus. Man, we're about to hit that 50 on EU, boys. 50 duels before Shadowlands. It's Elf. Alex, are you ready? Is the group there? Otherwise, we'll probably get Lord in here. See you in Shadowlands. GG's Chrysler. GG's my man. What cheers your next stream? Dilly John, thank you so much for coming by, man. Appreciate you. How do we join? I want to join. So probably at this point, joining the EU duels might be less likely, but go to player versus player, premier group, custom PvP, find the group, top 5, enter, and you should be able to join in if there's a group for Alliance and Horde. Right now we're doing EU, so if you're on play on EU servers, Alliance and Horde should be looking for groups. Maybe. If you don't see one, you can always make your own groups. Call it something like 5V5 1V1 DUELS Dalaran, something along those lines. You can advertise that you're looking for people in the chat. Get 4 people in. Be the leader of that group. Add me on Real ID if you don't have me, and I'll queue against one of the people that's out. Ornash, CSL, see you, my man. See you, my dude. Thank you guys for popping in, boys. I appreciate all y'all. It's always fun seeing you guys, by the way. Honestly, I love seeing you guys. Ornash, Chrysler, Lord, Atho, the Russians. I was about to say Jesus, then start naming all the Russians in EU. We didn't see Crippers today. We didn't see Crippers. We didn't see not Katrikin, Kragar. Close enough. Let's start with the letter K. But I appreciate you, boys. I appreciate you. All of you guys. Thank you. Definitely going to be doing more in Shadowlands, man. Once Shadowlands is actually here. I'm on EU Alliance. I don't see it. Maybe there's not a group up and running. Looks like Alex isn't here. Lord is, though. Jesus, I don't know if he is around. Maybe he is. So I think we'll push Lord against Atheman. I think the 2 just played, but I think that might be the last 2 people available. So this might be the last duel of the night. Atheman and Lord 5. Alex is offline, so just pushes for sublive. Okay, we'll do it. Last big blowout. Give me the best goddamn duels you can, boys. Last big EU duel of the pre-patch. Next time we duel, it's going to be at level 60 in Shadowlands, which might not be next week. Okay, I will let you guys know. Stick around if you're regular. I'll let you guys know my thoughts, and I'll coordinate with you guys. Because if we get our regular boys in here, the Athemans, the Oblivs, the Katrikans, the Russians, all the regulars in here to start groups, I feel like it's going to be really easy next week. But there's a reason why we might not be able to. And I'll let you. I'll stick around after this duel. I'll let you guys know what I'm thinking, and I'll coordinate with you guys in Discord. I will message you guys, and if you guys can be vocal, let me know your thoughts, how your progress is when you're leveling and gearing through Shadowlands, because that'll help me out a lot. That's why I was trying to get as many duels as I can tonight. So we might be able to have enough for like 2 weeks worth of duels. which is a tall order, but I think we had a lot of good duels this week on EU. NA we got tomorrow too. Switch. We got ourselves team 2 with Bliv. Oh, switching up the mug slightly, the different shoulders. We got glasses. I like. You're gonna get zapped, by the way, if you stay in there, Bliv. Same thing with Aurelian. Where's Aurelian? Aurelian, you're gonna get zapped. Come down with the boys. There's a shadow. Oh, you're gonna get zapped. Don't. No, come down. Second is gonna be a warning. Oh, next one is gonna kill you. Aurelian, you're gonna die. Monch Boone, can you res him, or is he just dead? The super unfortunate copy is going to be first up on team 1 versus Svetoslav. Wait, actually, can you res him? Wait, he can. Let him. Copy is cool with this. Yeah. My man, Shadow Boy, you got to come down next time. You can't be in this arena. You can't be sending up there. You have to come down with the rest of them. Thank you, Svet. Appreciate you. Copy, thank you so much for giving opportunity to res. Super nice of you, man. It's going to be Copy going in with a big old Sunder. Stone onto Sveta. It's going to be a hammer hanging over Copy's head. Is it going to maybe a wall? Sveta taking lots of damage right now. Missing the final verdict, I think. The hammer does come in. Doesn't do the most amount of damage. Shield of Vengeance popping off. And Sveta looking to get away from Copy. The dots are doing work. Does he get interrupted? Do not get interrupted. Bubble comes out. And Copy looking to get away from Sveta as his wings activate. Copy's going to have to go very defensive here versus Sveti. Svetoslav. At least I think that's his name. It's if we take out the accents, it's Svetoslav. It's just funny as hell. Copy taking a little bit of damage. The wall this off. There's going to be a hammer of justice grounded, and Sveti doesn't get the stun off of Copy. Copy still playing very, very defensive. Sveti wings are down, so Copy might be able to push in and get some damage, landing that interrupt onto Sveti. All he has is a blessing of protection at this point. No shield of vengeance. Going to be element blast from Copy. Copy, you really want to get that elemental blast with your maelstrom. He does more damage that way, but if you want to do it early, man, you can. But he does more damage with maelstrom, I think. Sveti looking to get away from the elemental. Where's Sveti again? Oh my god, I'm swapping the wrong person. I'm so sorry, boys. Hodge onto Copy. Copy trickets it immediately. Final verdict coming in. And Copy looking to get defensive there. Just running away. Even though he could get a lot of pressure onto Sveti, I think. And I think maybe he might just have to play very, very aggressive. Sveti trying to go for flashlight. Getting interrupted yet again. Shield of Vengeance available very, very soon, though. Should be able to get a couple of those flashlights. Copy dropping down the big Sundering, trying to take all the buffs from Sveti. Gross wolves are available. Look at the wolves damage. Look at the damage these boys do. Look at the bad boys do. Look at the bad boys go. Him and the shaman together actually do a lot of damage. Shield of Vengeance is going to be proccing onto the wolves. And Copy maybe getting too far away from Sveti. Getting hit with a Hodge was not able to ground that prior, and Sveti should be able to recover a little bit of health. Sveti is still playing without a bubble, getting hit on an interrupt. That's really bad for him. Blessing of protection is all he has, but it can be purged by Copy. Big wings available. Sveti might be able to catch up on heals and heals and Copy. Gonna take a lot of the holy damage back to back. Grounding Totem did come out in case Sveti did go in for a Hodge. I don't know if he did. Doesn't look like he did. Final verdict on Copy. Sundering as Copy trades blows. Big elemental blast into Sveti and does go for a massive heal, taking down a Paladin. First time I think we've seen an Enhancement Shaman do something against a Paladin in that regard. Obliv gonna be up next though versus Copy, getting a rematch. But Copy's gonna have a lot less cooldowns this time. No wall, and Obliv could go for full combustion. And that's exactly what he's gonna do. Copy needs the heals, dropping down good grounding, which is good for him. Trying to go for purges on Obliv. Obliv still holding on to combustion. And Copy does catch up on a healer too. Purges need to happen. Copy is super low in health. Breath, Scorches should probably get him. Does trick it out of the panda in cap. It's a paladin monk. Two classes that he is not. Obliv came in with full combustion. If only Copy had a wall, he did not from the last duel. The paladin. Super unfortunate with Obliv and so much firepower he just brings into these duels. On team 2, we also have Aurelian, we have Facey, we have Mon Spoon. Is that your name? Looks like it is. Obliv getting hit with a cheap shot. Blood of the enemy coming out as the bike rolls in, trying to blink away from the bike. Does give him the shield though. Doesn't avoid the bike, but does give him that fire shield to deal with the damage. And Chucky getting hit with a big G-Pie Meteor, maybe. Cloaks and Shadows coming out. Kidney shot into Obliv. And Obliv does not have a way out of it. It was a short kidney shot though. And Obliv gonna get himself a lot of self-heals. Chucky might need to vanish out of here. Blind into Obliv. Unless Obliv goes for Eyes Block, Chucky should be able to escape. On team 1, we also have ourselves Atha. We have... This is like a little... What is that? It's like a little mana addict or something. We got ourselves Chucky, we got ourselves Alistar's Unholy, and Uranus as an Unholy DK. And it looks like Chucky's gonna play this one very carefully. He did lose a lot of health in that engagement of Obliv, mounting up on a Fox. Obliv charging in, looking to get this Fire Blast. He does get this Fire Blast onto Chucky, putting in pressure onto the Rogue, vanishes out of this. Obliv getting hit with a cheap shot, blinks at the last second before a killer shot comes in. Chucky is there for the Shadow Step, but it's still lots of damage onto the Rogue. Obliv just needs a couple more Fire Blasts, Pyro Blast, and then one RK Explosion to finish it off. With Alistar, the Unholy DK, going to be up next, hitting him with a Breath. That's going to be a Polymorph for Obliv. Maybe a G-Pie too. Could go with a Pet Stun or Pet Interrupt. That is an empowered version of the Pet. Ring of Frost to hopefully freeze the Pet, and Obliv should be able to get himself at least give himself some time before the Pets start doing damage. Dropping in big combustion, big freebie damage. So many instances into Alistar. Does know him from a distance. Alistar needs more defenses, and I think that's going to be Pyroblast finishes him off. Does get a final defensive at the end there with an IBF together with now anti-magic zone, but also a death pact, which does give him a little bit extra health recovery. And Obliv still has plenty of health to deal with, dropping down Crucibles as the ghouls finally approach Obliv. Getting, I think, almost interrupted on a Fire Breath, and a Pyro finishes him off. Obliv bringing in the fire with Uranus going to be up next. Obliv still holding on to Cauterize as well as a Ice Block. So for Uranus, is going to be quite a tall order of cooldowns that he needs to put together on top of Obliv. A very tall order. First needs to catch him. Breath onto the DK. Could maybe just dismount and actually use the Pet to interrupt. Actually, does he use the Pet to interrupt? He could maybe? Or unless you polymorph, you can't? Huh. Maybe you can't. Because I was thinking the Pet does have a leap, and he is a polymorph, no longer mounted. So maybe he could get the Pet to attack him and maybe have the Pet leap to interrupt the G-Pie. Because I'm pretty sure, unless the Pet only gets the interrupt when he is when he's bigger, so maybe like a leap stun. Anything would have helped him in that situation. Uranus popping off the Pet, but the Pet is rooted in the back and able to do the full damage. Uranus trying to go for the big set of army. Does go for a death pack. Get himself a little bit health buffer against Obliv. And that's a lot of Pets attacking Obliv. All look like they're going to get frozen though. Yeah, all the Pets frozen. Uranus, even he is frozen. And a G-Pie coming up. He got really nothing left unless he does something. Shield, anti-magic zone didn't even matter. The G-Pie was holding midair. And I think Obliv is going to take it unless Athman has something to say about it. This is coming in. This big old mana addict. What is this thing? Why does it have all this green pus in its bag, dude? That's kind of nasty. Not gonna lie. Obliv straight into the team. Athman gonna hit him with a turkey feathers. Maybe that'll help Atham. Maybe that'll help him out in the end. But it's going to be the duel between these two. Obliv has every defensive available, even Trinket. So he actually has everything available to him. Does get a Breath and a Polymorph onto Atho. So it's going to be as honorable of a duel as it can be. Obliv does Trinket the Hodge, I think, at the end. It looks like he did, at least. Greater Pyroblast is going to be available with a Frostbolt. And it looks like the Frostbolt does connect with Atho. Should slow him down. Going to be a blink as Obliv try to get an interrupt on the Atho. Looks like it's not going to happen. Atham and having to pop wings. Now it's going to be Obliv going for a shot him for a second. Not really sure if he could shot him with a Hodge or anything like that. But Athman should be able to get himself some damage ready. Lots of Water Glowers, big Tempest Verdicts onto Obliv. Actually, lots of damage. That Polymer should probably stop him. That is going to stop him. I was thinking maybe Atham could maybe bubble this. Just continue the pressure. Obliv is going to get a G-Pie with a Frostbolt from a distance, slowing Athman down. Freebie, 50% slow for a Fire Move, which actually is kind of a good play. Athman is going to be at about half his health. Big combustions available. Atham might have to bubble this. Wings are available. Should be able to Word of Glory. Does bubble this off though, to make sure he can get a lot of heals. Looks like not enough Holy Power to get this Word of Glories back to back. So the bubble had to be used. So now Bop is all he has, which is not a cooldown. It's actually just going to give Obliv a defensive in the end. So Athman is going to have to play this very, very carefully. Meteor just grazes him. And a Nova stops him in place. Looks like no Hand of Freedom. Looks like it's available at the very, very end of that route. Gets a big old hammer going for Obliv as he's going to hit him with a Poly. Athman not playing with a Trinket going to be a little bit tough for him. Hammer doing a bit of damage, but not the most. Going to be a Frostbolt off of the G-Pie. As Obliv going to get himself as many Fire Blasts and Pyros. Doesn't have the Meteor to combine all the damage together for Athman. As Atherman trying to get himself a heal, Obliv is going to blink in aggressively, getting an interrupt. Looking to maybe end it here. Oh, Atherman does get a proc. A wing should be a big word of glory. Catching up on all that health at 30% dampener, boys. Maybe able to interrupt. Obliv is able to. Full set of wings available. Does Obliv have a blink out of this? He does blink towards the end of it. Ice block available if he needs to. Breath onto Ather. Doesn't set that breath for long. Maybe can go aggressive with Obliv. Maybe self-healing himself a little bit. Obliv super low. Trying to get the scorches off. Atherman does have a rebuke if needs to. Obliv should be able to ice block this. Actually, not even ice block it just yet. Has enough health. Atherman throwing as many hammers as he can from afar. Obliv waiting with that ice block until the last second. Does ice block this. There's going to be images available. Breath onto Atho. More fibers available, but Atho does have the holy power for Word of Glories. Maybe Atho is having to play this very conservatively. Hand of Freedom available. Maybe can stop this G-Pi. Does get to hit it with a rebuke. Obliv does not have the shimmer, so you can't deal with it. That's going to be Ring of Frost. Obliv is super low in health. Actually, might just go down. Poly onto Atho. And Obliv does escape out of there. Super low in health, doesn't even go for a G-Pi play. Has combustion ready very soon, so I think it's going to be his big play. Is to just get a big old breath into a poly onto Atho and maybe hit him with the G-Pi combustion, everything. And hopefully Atho has someone for this. Won't have wings, so maybe he'll have some holy power. Juking out the breath, which is good for him. Nova by Obliv. It looks like Atho is going to get hit with a poly. Super unfortunate. Obliv does got to delay his G-Pi. And Atherman has a Shield of Vengeance for this, if anything. Shield of Vengeance up. Obliv trying to go for big combustion damage. Atherman trying to go for Word of Glories. Big hammer hanging over Obliv's head. He doesn't really have any more defenses. Does get interrupted on fire. Hammer smacking him down. Looks like it actually absorbed into his shield quite a bit. And Atherman gets another set of wings. Proc breath by Obliv. Trying to get the scorches to finish off Atho. Almost getting the... Oh, didn't even need that intro. A Pyroblast at the very end. Ends it. And Atherman took a bit of a big hit there. Wow. Obliv coming in with a 1v5 at the very end. That's super unfortunate. That was actually so close, man. So close. Incredibly close duel. Actually, so close at the very end. It was just a 1v1 basically. Honor duel. Obliv versus Atho. Every cooldown available. That is so rough. So rough. Like if Atherman just crit on any one of his abilities towards the end there, like that would have been it. If he just crit. I don't know how much better you could have played that. Maybe there's one or two things anybody could have improved here on, but that was so close. Crazy. Others just distancing? Dude, he's just social distancing. What do you mean? You should be social distancing too. What are you talking about? He's just social distancing like everybody else. I think well played, Arcane Mage. Is the pinnacle of annoyance? Yo, I agree with that one. What's up, Chris Side, my man? Am I gonna learn Fire Mage now? Dude, everybody thought, yo, Fire Mage is gonna be so bad after all this nerfs. G-Pi, you don't even need it, dude. You're gonna be fine, boys. You're gonna be fine. Hell, even in PvE, they're doing really good, too. Even in PvE, they're doing really good. Lord, after you guys want to go again, maybe have one Lord go last or something so Lord's team can play. I'm down to do one more. I'm down to do an Uno Mas. If you guys are down. Unless you guys are Dunsky. And then I'm Dunsky too. I have enough on me. After got Asmon on a leash. Oh, that's what it's supposed to be? I guess the bald head, I didn't realize it. If only there was a lock to stop him. True. If only there was a warlock just to end him real quick. Need one more then. Now we'll call it there, dude. We had a really good run. I'm pretty hungry myself anyway, so I'm gonna go get some food, man. That was a really good run, boys. Tomorrow, we got them NA duels. I want to make sure I have some energy for that one, too. Boys, thank you so much for coming by. Thank you so much for watching. Be back tomorrow for the NA duels. Can be 44? Nah, we'll just call it there. We'll call it there, Atho. We'll have plenty of time to reduel once we hit level 60, man. At this point, just save your energy, boys. Get ready for the big spree of leveling. Because we're all going to be doing it all at once, man. We're all going to be doing it all at the same time. And we're going to be going hard and fast at it. Leveling, I mean leveling. Totally 100% leveling. Alrighty, boys. Beautiful. Round of applause for all of you. You guys are fucking beauties, man. Super fun hanging out with all y'all. Anyway, tomorrow, NA duels. Hopefully, NA will show up. Because this will be the last opportunity for pre-patch. So be there, boys. Be there. Thank you all so much. You guys are beautiful. I'll see all of y'all next stream. Man, my mustache all kinds of fucked up today, dude. all kinds of fucked up. It's like separating into two different mustaches. What's going on? I'm gonna go get some food and watch Mandalorian. You guys have a good one, and I'll see all of y'all next stream. Alrighty, peace.